So she tells me everything's fine. I schedule an appointment with a fertility clinic. But do you want to do the collection on site or at home? And I was like, pardon? They're like, oh yeah, you can just do it at home and mail it in. And I went, I'll do it on site, please. That's the correct response. So you can't mail cum. That seems like a real Oklahoma City bomber move. You know, that's not. I don't need the mailman. I know him. He's nice. Jared. He's a good dude. I don't need him handling my semen in any way, shape, or form. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to hand him a package. Like, sit on that one. Got to keep that one warm. Got to incubate that bad boy. All right, Jared. Have a good day.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I never listen. I'm gonna listen. I wanna listen to the dumb zone.
Hey, happy Monday, Jake.
Same to you, sir. I'm Jake Kemp.
I'm Dan McDowell.
Are we going to do this every time?
I wanted to be the first one this time.
You could be first every time. In fact, that's what I tell her. I'd rather you be first.
Yeah.
Then you
Respectful man.
Then you can get busy.
It's so gross.
Delayed gratification.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome to the Dumb Zone if you've never been with us before. I'm Dan. No.
We already did.
I'm Blake.
Yep. Open.
Business.
4. And the open that we had today was a comedian who's in studio with us right now. We're in our studio, our downtown Dallas studio, trying to figure out where we are.
Home away from home.
And that comedian is sitting right there. If you're looking at us on YouTube, you can see him. Or you'll be able to see him. He is Jimmy Nelson.
Hello, everyone. There we go.
He's got a sweet muzzy.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks. And jokes about cum. That's what I got. That's what I'm bringing to the table.
You sound like a firefighter.
That is accurate.
You don't sound anything like a firefighter.
I know.
How many times did you have to make a deposit?
To the...
I did that like 10 times.
Did what 10 times?
The fertility thing.
Oh, okay. No, I only did it once.
And was just that fiery?
It was, man. Yeah.
I did it once.
She got pregnant afterward. And
the cup?
Yeah. I actually have a joke about that where I was just like C+ semen. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Because it was just right down the middle of the bars. And I was like, that's fine.
That's fine.
Like, you want the doctor to walk in and be like, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
The cup got pregnant. It's like, we can visibly see them swimming. Bunch of Navy SEALs in here. We don't know what's going on. It's off the charts.
I had to do it several times.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times where I was telling these guys about it. The first couple times I did it, like the clinic was like right down the street from my house.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't offer me the opportunity to mail it, but they did say like I could pick up the cup, do it at home, and bring it in. But you have like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a tough.
So it's like Fast
the
and Furious.
Parking lot?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yes.
That's a crime in most places.
Yeah, and there were like protesters outside in the parking lot.
Nothing gets me going like Palestine. That's what it is.
They were not protesting the war in Palestine.
I don't know when this was. When was it?
It was a few years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
no. But it was a
COVID.
interesting experience for sure.
Probably George Floyd.
There you go.
I think it was actually just abortion-related, Blake.
I mean, most protest things do get you going.
That's true.
No matter what it is, you can probably work one up.
That's true.
At the protest. He's sitting next to a guy with a nice muzzy who we'll talk to at length later. He is Grady Spencer.
Hello.
Remember
Hello,
Grady? Or you
It's
don't
an honor.
remember Grady. He emailed us.
Yeah.
He wanted us to review his music.
Yes.
And I told him we don't do that.
Right.
We know people who do, though.
Yeah, I have somebody who's in my house that's very opinionated, and they might like to review your music.
Yeah.
And so they will later.
I can't wait, man.
My
I'm
2
excited.
daughters.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
No, you're not.
No, I think it's going to be words of encouragement, well thought out.
Right? No, you never
highly
know.
constructive. Yeah,
yes.
dude, like they're really just going to take me to the next level. I
Yeah.
can feel it.
I just said give your honest opinions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited to be here. Thank y'all for working with me on this.
And you got to compete with Jimmy for sweetest mustache in
I've
the
lost.
studio.
There's no competition. It's just straight up.
Those both look pretty great, but the Jimmy, the little tail on the end,
The little
Yeah.
tails,
downturn, yeah.
It's very firefighter.
It is very firefighter.
Thank
Or Air Force. Perhaps, like
One
a
of the
pilot.
two. Which one's gayer? Who knows?
Jimmy, are you aware of the idea that Dan believes that nobody respected firefighters until 9/11?
Strong stance. Okay. I think that was our time to shine,
Yeah, I think pre that though, it
Yeah.
was like, oh, there's a firefighter versus cop game,
Yeah.
like a hockey
Firefighters
game.
typically win.
It's the guys who couldn't become a cop versus the cops.
Wow, bold stance.
I'm just saying
I
that's
think
what
it's
it
the
was
opposite
in
direction.
2000, the year 2000.
If you take the civil service test
I was
and you
alive.
don't do great,
Cop.
cop. That's fine.
Okay.
They need bodies, just warm bodies. That's all they
Interesting.
need.
I didn't know you
If you
guys
don't
had a
have-
comeback to that.
If you don't have a crime in the past 10 years, here's a gun. Go do something. Please don't rough up any minorities, please, on camera. That's the only.
Just kill that body cam.
I was wondering,
Or golfers.
did 9/11 inspire
that
you to
either.
become a firefighter, or did the television show rescue me?
Oh, wow. Okay. I think it was 911 Lone Star
Yeah.
that did it for me.
Yeah.
Rob
Rob
Lowe.
Lowe.
Bringing just a beautiful cast of characters together. It's about inclusion, really, the fire service at the end of the day.
I mean, he was just watching the Super Bowl, and then 911 Lone Star came on right after.
Now, the real story's not as cool. My oldest brother is a fireman as well. So I just kind of followed him into it.
Boy, I was hoping he wouldn't say my oldest brother
Died in a fire.
Yeah, and that's
In 9/11.
I've been,
9/11.
I've been seeking my revenge ever since.
Like it's fire.
Yeah.
Do you guys recall when 911 Lone Star did a Snowmageddon episode? I've referenced this before.
I've watched the first 4 episodes.
It's the funniest thing ever because they find somebody who's frozen, and Rob Lowe goes to do CPR, and the guy's chest
caves.
in.
I've seen the clip of that,
Yes.
actually. That's awesome.
It's quite spectacular.
I've been trying to get my station to watch that because if you watch it as a comedy, it's hilarious.
so much better. Yeah, I
Especially
can
if you understand fire service stuff. It's so ridiculous.
I can imagine.
No one will get on board with me though. It's kind of disheartening at times.
Need more comedians in the firehouse.
Yeah, that's.
the fireman's schedule. Is it great?
I love it.
What is it?
24 on, 48 off.
Okay.
1 day on, 2 days off.
We should look into that.
Yeah.
What do
We
do, like
adopted
3 shows in a day or something?
Then you get 2 days off.
What did we adopt? We adopted the what's his name schedule.
Oh,
Uh,
Angelo?
Cataldi.
Angelo Cataldi schedule. Yeah, we go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
We go to Atlantic City.
But we don't have a driver yet.
Not yet.
No.
What are we
You do,
paying
'cause you
for
took
over
the
there,
train
Video
here.
Man?
Yeah.
We have an intern. She could do it.
Yeah.
We do.
She's got a driver's license.
All right, I want to lead off the weekend check. I want to tell you guys what happened to me on Saturday because it just seemed like a regular cool weekend. And then it turned into the greatest Saturday night that any man could ever have because as I'm leaving for the gym on Saturday.
Book club.
That's Saturday.
Drinks?
She says to me, okay, I don't know if I'll see you. I don't know when you're going to be back. I'm like, what? I had no idea. She goes, I'm going with the girls to the Dave Matthews Band concert.
No! A 4-hour ordeal. Brother, you are in the money.
And she's coming home all sauced up, too.
Yeah.
And so now I didn't even have to do the thing I must have done months ago when she said, the pretend thing. Like, I could just show my excitement because she can't get out of it. It's not like she can decide not to go. Yeah. And I was like, okay. All right. Excellent.
You know what you should have done? Has been like,
where is it?
You know,
like, I did say where is it because if it's Grand Prairie, that'd be a little close. She can get home pretty quick if she needed to. It was it was Dallas. It was Fair Park.
You were hoping
Oklahoma.
You were hoping
We have to stay overnight.
Get a hotel room. Make a night of it, baby.
Yeah. You know what? I hope.
I want
are
you
you
to
going to
be
be
safe.
okay to drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You should have been like, you know how much I love DMB. Why didn't you invite me? And really sold it.
She probably did invite me a long time ago, and I was like,
That's
ooh.
probably true. Yeah.
But it was a glorious moment. Now, I did not get that joy of anticipation throughout the week and the planning.
Are you married, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rolling over the different possible scenarios in my
This
head.
is something we talk about a lot. Like, my wife's going to be out of town in 2 weeks for 2 days. I already have all 48 hours planned out.
See, that's the thing.
What a treat.
And now you have that 2 weeks. Every day you feel a little better.
A little bit better.
A little bit more excited.
Yeah.
But you will never get the jolt of sudden realization. Like I got a shot of hair, like a realizing that, oh my gosh.
Well, I think
tonight it's totally free, and this came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I thought I was slogging through another, Saturday.
I mean, I think what it comes down to is you have to have like a very poor memory.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
once
that helps
I
a
get
lot.
there, Yeah.
Yeah, you could have had a 3-month build ahead of you.
You just forgot like
Yeah.
four different times that she told you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't think Dave Matthews just like rides a motorcycle into town and pops up at Gypsy Tea Room or something. I think
Yeah.
this is probably planned out quite.
Then I didn't
Well,
wake
ahead of
up when she came. It's not like, and I didn't do anything.
What'd you eat?
I just went to bed. I don't know, whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah,
point.
it sounds pretty sweet.
Was
I
there,
go ahead.
was there a game plan? Is there like a thing you're like, all right, we're getting Wingstop and jerking off in the living room? Like
Surround sound?
If I
surround
wanted
sound
to, I
on
would
the
have.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could put it up on the big screen,
Yeah, like a
which
man.
I think is weird.
It is weird.
The big screen porn.
Yeah.
I also think the little screen is weird. I think the phone is weird. for
Never
porn.
really understood your stance on that.
I just feel like porn belongs here, on the computer,
Okay.
Yeah, we need
on
to
the
know that.
laptop,
Where your camera's covered?
where the camera. Look,
Piece of tape.
He has
Uh,
this tape.
Yeah.
you can buy these online. These
I,
little tiny.
I know because you know.
You gotta line it up. I just
So-
don't want the government spying.
I had a weird situation on Friday night. We went and stayed at a hotel in Fort Worth and went to dinner with some friends. And Saturday morning, whenever we were leaving, I noticed, and this hotel is called the Sinclair. It's like a very old building. They have a podcast studio you can rent.
Really?
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
In a hotel.
Like in
You
the
knew about this?
No.
in the lobby, there's like a street facing
Mm-hmm.
booth
Yep.
with 2 mics and like a roadcaster. And it's like $115 an hour.
That's so
and
smart.
I guess you are a comedian and you're coming through and you want to do your show or something, but I would think you would just have
No, just
your own road equipment.
the influencer.
I guess, yeah.
We can stay at the Sinclair. We're recording our podcast here. It's a really good pub for them.
I mean,
I'd
it was
imagine.
nice. It's small, but it was nice. And yeah, it's just right there next to like the restaurant. It just says podcast studio, like in a nice font outside. Very weird.
Did you go in and bust off a half hour?
Yeah, I did some.
Turn your nose up
I
at
did
it.
some stars.
If you prorate the price down, I only need 30 minutes for this one.
Right. Yeah. I have 10 minutes on Gaza. So what does that run me?
Really grinds my gears, that Gaza.
Yeah. I just thought that was weird. You know, we've talked about like seeing like podcasts mentioned on like commercials now.
They're everywhere, Jake.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
The barrier to entry is low.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
We do
publishing.
ours in my living room.
I've seen.
Yeah. So working on the backdrop slowly but surely. We got actual dining chairs now.
I saw.
Big update in the Nelson household. So I think the production quality is going to be taking a step up here soon.
We're working on our backdrop. So somebody sent me this. This is Mark, day 4, sent me the Dr. Phil mug.
Prime time.
That's for my week coffee leader.
Yep.
Your take on the day mug.
And
Of
my little
course,
TV.
someone named Stedman had sent us this last week.
Yep. The Chisholm Trail. Yep.
See it? Yeah. Have you ever thought that was funny when you drive by that, Jimmy, or no? You like, oh, that's just, there's just,
Chisholm Trail.
yeah.
Is it a jism thing?
Yeah, and see, that's the thing is I've lived here my entire life. I used to go to Chisholm Trail Park. I used to have friends who went to like Chisholm Trail schools, and it never occurred to me that it sounded like Jism until I met
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
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 And I just thought that's the funniest street in DFW.
Well, number 2.
And what's number one?
Brown Trail.
Brown Trail.
Ah.
Where we
I
would
think we
only-
can agree on that.
It's a good one. It's good if you live there, but yeah, Chisholm Trail is. And then you want to show this? This
Oh,
is
yeah.
what we got. Do you remember the guys' names at the remote we were at last week, or is this 2 weeks ago now?
Boy, how could I forget? They were my Wiley buddies. We showed up to Dustin Clanton's house.
Can you see that on the video? Or pull
Oh,
it down a
wow.
little bit, Jake. There you go. Yeah, somebody made us a nice.
That's some good Photoshop skills.
That is
Whoever did
awesome.
that,
Yeah, a super bad mock-up.
it's really good.
Any stories for us, Blake?
I had a long weekend because we had a Halo Major over the weekend.
Oh, double XP weekend.
No.
Uh-oh.
Halo Major, it was in London. So I was waking up at 5:30 to watch matches
Oh my God. Like
After
a
s-
golf fan.
after staying up until about 3 playing
Playing.
Halo.
Who is this guy?
A nerd.
FaZe Clan is back.
Machine.
They took the London Major. Optic came in second. Didn't play a really good grand finals, but they did beat out Space Station
He
to
watches
get
other
there.
people play video games.
And Shopify had a really good tournament. We had a cheating ordeal.
Oh, no.
A guy from Complexity, Spartan.
Fucking complexity.
I know. Brought his own hard drive.
Classic.
And was trying to soup up his setup in front of everybody.
Right
so
there.
He got disbanded.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Have you seen? Isn't there some kind of a Dude Perfect is teaming up with a video game thing or?
Why do you do this?
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you knew.
No.
You're the Dude Perfect guy.
You're the Dude Perfect and the video game guy.
Oh, I forgot one other thing we lost.
What did we lose?
After 75 straight with no losses, we lost in the playoffs yesterday.
Oh,
No way.
Your flag football team.
Molly.
To who?
They were good.
New team?
Old team with some new faces.
Get some ringers in on you.
Yeah.
Not the God guys, though.
It was not the God
What was the
guys.
score?
We lost by a touchdown. It was a tough day.
Man.
The heartbreaker.
It was a heartbreaker.
Was that?
We got absolutely fucked by the refs,
Yeah.
which, and I'm not even making that up. Like,
I know, but every team that loses says that. right?
nah, but this
He's
was
flag guarding. He's flag guarding.
They don't call the flag guard. This guy's played before. You can
Oh,
tell. Probably on a firefighter team.
No, this was a co-ed league we had years ago. We lost in the championship because they had a. Is yours co-ed or no?
No.
So this was like a female.
No, his is
Come on.
Please,
his
God.
is not gay.
What?
He's basically he wants to say.
We're playing real flag football.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
real
bro.
men.
Yeah.
But they had every third play, a female had to be involved in the play.
Yeah.
But the team that won, their quarterback was a female, and so that negated the rule. But she was like a college.
Can I ask you a
softball player
question?
And had a cannon.
Did she throw underhand?
Can I ask you a question?
Shoot,
Was she Asian?
she was not.
Okay.
Oh,
Big old white girl.
Okay. Because I've been
Thick.
absolutely cooked by a couple of Asian females in flag football. Men's
Okay.
league.
Flag football and blackjack tables. Just stay away from them. That's what my dad always said.
Now, did you guys?
It was a tough. So at the end of the first half, they were allowed an extra play, which they scored on, because the ref lost count of how many plays there were left in the half. The flag was pulled probably a smooth second and a half before the pitch was made, and you know that you're in the right when both guys involved in the play wink at you afterward.
What's this
That
ref
hurts.
getting paid?
Like they scored and both like ran back down the sideline and winked at me.
Mm.
And then at halftime, I walked over to the ref and I was like, you know, he knows what happened. And then the guy joined me over there and was like, I was down 35 yards ago. And the ref's like, I didn't see it.
Oh, he did admit it to the ref then.
Oh, yeah. And we lost.
Now, were there any
Stuff.
other moments in the game that you could have played better? Or was that just
They're
the
good.
Only...
But they won by one score and they got gifted a free score. And then after the game,
Did you guys protest?
some people did.
Okay.
How's your team's Instagram looking today?
Wait, we had to put a closed parentheses on the streak.
oof.
Finally ended. After the game, their quarterback was probably the only guy out there who's my age, older guy, and everyone else on their team was pretty cool. He was not. He was not acting like he'd been there before.
Mm.
And-
Well, he hadn't. You guys have won.
Yeah, it's true.
Every-
And he like hugged me
Mm.
in the like dap up line and like squeezed me and was like yelling in my face. And I was very close.
Well, I would love to see that.
Kids are out of town. I'm thinking, I got time.
To go to jail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a day I can burn.
Yeah.
What kind of squeeze are we talking here?
It was like
aggressive squeeze?
It was sarcastic.
Oh,
So it wasn't like a nice.
oh man.
Everybody else was
Handshake
doing like
line.
the dap
Yeah.
up, like bro hug, whatever. And then he like put his arms around me and was like, how does this feel? He was laughing.
That's
I
aggressive.
think you got assaulted, bro.
That's an aggressive move. Did he
You didn't
whisper
go,
in
bro.
your ear?
It is flag football, my friend. It's Sunday.
But much like me dealing with the police, personal growth, I walked off.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And said, I'm just going to drag this guy tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, they won though. So
They did win. Did you play your team, Giannis?
You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay.
I don't
you
live
get-
by
you
this
get a
credo,
promotion every
brother.
year on your job. No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to.
Okay,
take care of
remember
your-
this is a couple years ago when Giannis bounced in the playoffs. They asked him if it was a failure, and he said no, and then went on to detail how you just can't fail in sports. Basically, is what he said.
If you try.
And and then the internet lauded him for it. Like, oh, that was so great,
So refreshing.
it's so awesome. You got to play.
You know
this
what?
for
That's
your
actually how it
kids.
works with Jimmy's job, too, is if they just try to put out the fire, but everyone dies.
Right. Then it's fine. Same
Still
with
a
being
success.
The pat
when you're
on
on
the back.
stage, a comedian. Like, as long as you're attempting jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
The
It doesn't
pat on
matter
the
if
back
it's
is
funny
for
or
the
not.
attempt. So that's what it is. You got to go out there, try your best.
Yeah. Did you want to? Oh, so a moment of silence for Jake's team. They lost their game. That was the moment.
The pressure was too much.
Are y'all gonna hang it up?
I actually was thinking about quitting until yesterday.
Ooh.
Now it's like there's no way.
You can't go out on that note.
No.
No effing way.
Okay, so you will dedicate this season to
To the
getting the
troops.
chip back,
Yes, and that.
and then you will. Well, what was your first one?
The troops.
and then possibly retire after the championship next year.
Tom Brady, go to a different team,
Yeah.
win the championship, go out and be like, that shit was all me.
Yeah.
How
Turns
about-
out I don't know that there are any other teams in the league that would accept me, both based on age, athleticism, and race.
Okay.
Next year we do the championship. Full video.
Well, this was just a regular season game, right?
No,
It was the playoffs.
Oh,
we're done.
They're done.
that hurts.
It was game one, too.
Ooh.
Game one.
First round.
It's, I mean,
And
it's
you were the top
2
seed.
games. Yeah, we lost to the 4 seed. 1v4. Tough break, man.
Yeah.
See what you're
Also, a
doing.
moment of silence for Larry Allen,
Rest in peace.
Did he die?
Cowboy great. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Are you serious?
52 years old.
Yeah, sucks.
You're the producer of the show. It's
Yeah,
a sports show.
Yeah, there's stuff going on.
It's kind of like what we were talking about last week, like on the different like playground myths. Larry Allen was like a straight up, like,
The Sasquatch.
he was a superhero on the elementary and middle school playground.
Couldn't he lift like 1,000 pounds or something?
I think he put up 225 like 70 times. He bench pressed like 650 pounds. And I don't even know if this is true, but when I was a kid, I heard he beat a primate in a fight.
Yeah, the fifth graders seemed real convinced that it happened.
Yeah.
I believe them.
Seriously, like
Probably once a year,
chucking a bobcat, easy.
I will watch him running down that linebacker. On
Oh yeah, we were
interception.
playing it. We were playing it earlier
Once a
today.
year. I will go back to that.
we have that?
Yeah, it's like the most athletic
Look
play
at him
you've
go.
ever seen somebody this size make.
Yeah, Troy throws an interception.
Love
Oh,
those
got
jerseys,
him.
by the way.
And then Larry Allen, actually, watch him.
Look at him go.
He outruns Troy Aikman.
Easily.
And he
He's
was
easily.
200 pounds heavier than Troy Aikman.
He's on that Katy Trail just trotting around.
So you think,
Dude, that's
You think maybe steroids and just everything,
you know it's weird.
you think he roided up?
I mean,
Like a lot of big offensive linemen end up like dying in their 50s, right?
yeah, it seems like it goes one of two ways. Like you either end up your heart explodes or you turn into Joe Thomas,
I was about to say Joe Thomas.
where you weigh like
Great.
190
Yep.
pounds. Like 3 years after
Yeah.
you get out of the NFL, you look like me.
I think Larry Allen played with a dip in.
Oh, there's no 100%. Yeah,
And I always
He
thought
was a
that was
double lip guy.
weird for football.
Got a lot of downtime.
Troy said that he did it.
Did he really?
Yeah, like they were asking him about. It was Sean and Mino, but I don't remember why this story came up. But they asked him about some sort of. Oh, it was who was the? Somebody got in trouble for some supplements earlier this year. Got suspended. But anyways, Troy was like, it was just Copenhagen for me.
Okay.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Probably sideline only.
Also, in kind of Cowboys news, Justin Jefferson signed the biggest contract ever,
For a non-QB, yeah. 110 guaranteed.
$40
Price-
million a year.
Price of the brick going up.
Yeah, and Jerry has been saying they're going to wait on the CD thing to kind of see how everything else shakes out. Well, that
That's
doesn't
smart.
seem like a great move. Yeah. Like, don't wait for the best receiver to set the.
Well, it worked out really well whenever they waited on Dak.
Yeah, not at all. And yeah, it's working out again. Great.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it.
For
Trey
him.
Lance is playing.
Did you want to start with like some star stuff, or you want to do today in Twitter? What do you want to do?
Let's do
'Cause I
some
know you
today
have
on Twitter.
both.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to play you a couple videos that I found over the last couple of weeks. Let's pull one up here.
What is the acronym? What does that spell out, Blake?
Today in Twitter would be tit, right?
That's right.
Which
Isn't that
technically-
creative, Jimmy?
Technically could be a segue into Stars Talk because they haven't won since that woman.
Oh yeah, man. Did we cut that video off?
I think we might
I
get.
can.
Does that get you flagged
I
on
think so.
YouTube?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
we should not do that.
The Edmonton
'Cause I
hockey fan.
I have it in my bookmarks if we need it.
Yeah, I bet you
I bet
do.
you do. Yeah.
For research
do.
purposes only.
I was just watching it Saturday night over and over and over again.
On the big screen.
Yeah.
It
My wife walks in.
You know, it's
the
weird.
Plastic bag still on my head.
I hate to say this because like I'm not like a prude by any means, and I'm very much for like women being able to express themselves however they should choose.
Sure.
God bless her.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. I think about my daughter when I see that.
Yeah, that's gay to do. Because I have daughters too, and maybe it's just an early thing. Maybe she's just so young that you need to move past it.
Maybe
Because you're going to have to move past it and just
I know,
realize
and I'm never
hey,
gonna be like cleaning the gun guy.
That's
you
why
know,
you
like-
don't want your daughter to be too hot. If she's not that hot, she's not going to be flashing her jugs. You know?
I mean,
If she's just mid, you don't want her to be too hot because you want her to be kind of like, you know, she'll have a real career and be respected in all of work.
Or she could be a mid girl that has something to prove. You know, she's got a chip on her shoulder.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's the Oilers chick.
She was pretty hot. That was a
I
hot lady.
would say that was a very attractive
Yeah.
woman.
Right.
Pull it back up.
I haven't seen.
Let's.
I guess I haven't seen her face.
Yeah.
We're going Patreon on this one, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So my first today in Twitter clip is the reality show clip, and this is something I saw on Twitter a couple weeks ago. I believe this was a reality show that actually never aired because the network or whoever was going to pick it up decided this is going to cause too much controversy, and I wanted to play this for you guys.
I'm not a woman. I was born as a man.
Have they hooked up?
Yes.
As soon as she said, "I am not a woman," all the boys started to laugh. And that's when I thought, shit. But they weren't her words. Miriam's final reveal was written, that was scripted. I overheard a conversation about how they would work. But she said them, so they become her words. You know, I was born a man, is what she said. So they immediately thought, I've just fancied a man.
Yeah.
She's quite attractive.
She.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
I don't like
quite
the
attractive.
true crime setup for that interview at the end. It was like a serial killer.
It was.
How did that
Like,
never
the
air?
music.
Why?
I think
That's awesome.
I think what they ended up doing was making like a show about the reality show.
Okay.
Like because it was too I don't
Like
know
they
if
didn't
traumatic is the
go-
word, but
Kick her ass or anything, did they?
no, I don't think they like curbed her.
Okay.
But yeah, like that guy had
Would you have relations with her?
So this is why I
Like,
wanted
look
to
how
bring
hot
it
she
up.
is. Yeah. I mean, she's pretty hot.
And if you didn't know,
It's 2024.
would you feel bad afterward?
Did you have a good time?
I think I'd have a good time.
Then you had a good time.
Yeah.
Well, we got to put labels on stuff, man.
Yeah.
They had a show.
They
I
did a
forget
good-
the name of it. I think
they
it
did
actually
work, man.
aired where it was a comp, like a one of those dating shows, like Bachelor type. But it was like a gay show, but they had straight contestants that had to pretend to be gay, and then like if one of the straight guys won the show, then they got the cash prize.
so they just have to play it
They
up.
had to pretend to be gay, and it wasn't like this was too long ago, where it was for like $15,000 or something. Where Pretend to be gay.
So if
for
it was
4
too
months.
long ago, it wasn't we're going to give you this suite to hook up in either. Because that seems to be a new thing, right? Like Love Island or whatever. They basically have an F room.
They do.
Hey, we're going to go in the F room and F. And
On The Bachelor and Bachelorette, they wait
But back
until
then, it used to be kinda
like
like-
the end.
yeah.
The fantasy suites.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How many of those chicks did Flavor Flav bang?
Wasn't that like a rehab show?
At least
It's a
uh,
real rehab element of it.
No.
Brigitte Nielsen, I think.
Yeah.
Brigitte.
He had a
Is that her
Fine
name,
Love
Brigitte
show.
Nielsen?
Yeah, I thought so.
I thought it was Bridget.
I don't think so.
Am I wrong on this one?
I think
think
it's
she's-
spelled that way, but it's fancy that way.
She's from
Okay.
somewhere weird.
Okay.
Probably Sweden.
Ohio.
She's from Ohio. Yeah.
So my other one, real quick, it's political season. You excited about this, Dan?
Oh, yeah, man. Let's go. Let's vote. Let's get out the vote.
Over 34. Saw his
Um,
Fox and Friends interview yesterday morning where he's like, I could technically win this bitch from jail.
Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome.
Hell yeah. I love all the news like on social media, and there's always a good comment where it's like, being a felon and being the president's a pretty big flex, though, right?
Yeah. He basically said as much yesterday in his Fox and Friends video. But so I don't even really know what this is. It's a music video. There's a woman named Valentina Gomez who is a Republican candidate for Congress. And she appears in this music video. So if you want to play this, Rob, High Res is the name of the rap artist. The track is called America First, where they provide their conservative values. Yes, of course it starts with hashtag Free Trump.
I got love for every nation. I got love for all races. I got love for all religions. Got love for so many places. No love for a politician,
guy in a Trump,
congressman, or a senator.
costume.
If the country that they put in first ain't the United States of America. No love for these politicians with corporate interests in other countries. Only one that I serve is God. I don't serve man. I don't serve money.
All right, so
No
you
love
see
for
what
the
we're doing
people
here.
living
It's
in
just a
the USA,
basic
always saying it.
MAGA rap song. But if you want to fast forward about 45 seconds, you will see when the Congress woman,
I
the
never
hopeful,
allow the people to raise my net worth. The Second Amendment is there to always protect my first. A better rapper than Lupe, and I don't even have to curse. Let's keep the American dream alive and put an end to all lies. BLM raised billions, and what did they do for black lives? Politicians promise you the whole world, then they backslide. What happened to Hunter's laptop? You know I'm always strapped up. Gun rights are women's rights. Feminists been sold a lie. You can mess around and find out. Play stupid games, win a stupid prize. God bless the whole USA, even the ones who hate me. I'm still fighting for you today, and no super PAC paid me.
America first, America
Okay,
first.
yeah. So,
That's an elected official.
she's on her way.
Wow.
Good.
She is, I believe, the Missouri Secretary of State who was running for Congress in Missouri.
God
Hey, look,
Hey,
firefighters.
Jimmy.
Hey, look.
Got to throw a firefighter in there.
Cool.
Oop, then a cop.
Cop just
Not
big
as
smile.
great, right? Yeah.
That artist does not look like what I would imagine someone who would put out a song like that would look like. He's
Well-
got
Yeah.
very
Modest
you know,
Yahoo's down real
Can we
bad
say
right
Islamic?
now. He's
Yeah.
trying to get new audience.
Have you
Yeah.
seen him lately?
Yeah.
Didn't he like shave his beard? And
He looks terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't look good.
He looks very bad.
That's wild.
But that's a lane, though. Like ethnic MAGA guy.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
well,
That's a
even
great call.
the lady, right? She looks
Yeah, sure. She's
attractive Latina lady.
Yeah.
and That's going to get you going.
Yeah.
Look at, I don't know that Eric Johnson is MAGA, but
Trending
if the
that
wind,
way.
If the wind blew that way, he'd go there, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah. Wasn't that a year ago he switched?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I'm getting yelled at a lot.
Right after the election.
See what's going on.
How's he doing, by the way?
Oh. Doesn't
You
he
know what?
send some boots or
I
something?
haven't checked on Sportsmare,
Technically
on-
Jimmy's boss.
his Twitter.
Yep.
Yep.
Did you guys
Yep.
get to meet the mayor?
I'll got this cool Sinbad blanket. I think that's fun.
Divert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting a pay raise, so that's good. So
Go.
God bless him.
Yeah, it's probably all him. Yeah, I've just noticed Twitter, if we're doing today in Twitter
Sure.
over the weekend, is just celebrating Gay Pride Month. It's just heated up. So that's kind of fun in this day and age. It used to be just kind of a thing that started happening without half the world just S&L all over it. Just kind of like,
Well,
it happened and it was corporate and we all kind of knew, okay, they don't really care, but they just want to try and get all the people. And now, though, everybody gets criticized for doing their gay pride stuff. It's awesome. It's fun.
Yeah, I think it's once the brands get involved.
Yeah,
that's where you're just going to get. It's not going to land. I was actually texting my wife and another couple yesterday. We were in D.C. one time around this time. We went to a Rangers Nationals game, and there was a pride parade that day on the weekend. And it was really, really weird because so there was like a Lockheed Martin sponsored float and like a Wells Fargo sponsored float.
Okay.
And the parade, I actually saw this. I thought of this yesterday because I saw like a Palestine protest like disrupted a pride parade.
Ooh.
So that's similar to what happened that day that we were there, where the parade got stopped by a bunch of LGBTQ people of color who said that normal pride was not as inclusive as it should be.
Okay.
And like that it was too corporate and too, yeah.
Oh.
Here you go, dude.
I was going to make a joke of like, suck a dick, brought to you by Halliburton.
Yeah.
But Lockheed Martin was actually a sponsor of this event.
I swear to
like,
God.
all right,
Yeah,
well,
he just
here
put it
we
on
go.
the screen.
Yeah.
And we were just watching this as like cis white people, like looking around like, I don't understand anything that's happening around me right now. Probably drunk, smoking a cigarette.
What I took away from Twitter and their gay pride stuff is I guess I never really looked before, and maybe it was because the wife was out of town or out of the house. But
at that tab,
the Britney Madonna kiss was really, really hot.
Bring it up, Blake.
I thought it was just like a peck. You know, it was. It's something worth looking into.
Yeah. Okay.
As the month goes on, we'll try to follow that story.
Okay.
The VMAs.
That's how we're celebrating?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to slide into this sport?
Basketball. Oh.
We should give hockey first up, right? Since we're done with them? Or they're done with us?
Yeah, that one
like
sucks.
You said, since the lady bared her top, the Stars lost 3 games in a row. I think they had not lost 3 games in a row with Pete DeBoer as their coach.
In the entire term?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah, it sucks. I thought, I think back to like the bubble year and just that image of Chubbs sitting in the locker room. Do you remember that?
No.
Like, what's his name? Jeff Totes? Totes?
Yeah.
Like their incredible video photographer guy. And he made a documentary about the bubble run when they lost to the Lightning.
Was he just sitting there all
Totes?
sad?
Yeah. Yeah. Ben's just like the last guy in the locker room. And it's like, he knows. And we were talking about that article.
He's not a winner.
I don't know if it's that.
Doesn't have what it takes.
But it's just, you think about him and you think about Tyler and getting to the stage that they are in their career. And it's like, dude, you're not going to have that many more prime opportunities like that.
Yeah.
You're not
they're
be
a pretty
the one
good team.
seed too many times or whatever they were.
You would
One
think
or
they'll
two
be
seeds.
back.
Yeah. Well, you would think so, but
yeah, they were the 1 seed. Yeah.
those guys are nearing the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, their draft and development system has been awesome.
Yeah, they got a bunch of good young guys.
Yeah, for sure. They've threaded the needle quite a bit. But Jamie's not going to have too many more chances.
No, and I guess also not too many more chances. They're at this level.
Yeah.
You know,
they're already being like
pretty highly
relegated to
contributing.
the 7th, 8th, 9th forward.
Did you see the Kalashaw situation?
Yeah, I have that audio here somewhere. DeBoer's entire post-game thing after Game 5 was pretty testy.
I understood both sides. I mean,
100%.
Yeah,
They're
DeBoer's
both
obviously
doing their job.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I've followed Tim a long time, and he is a huge hockey guy.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Actually, one of our listeners went back like through Tim's Twitter account and was like, "Here's all the times where he was posting from a Stars game, like this year,
which is a lot,
a lot,
and not just when they've been good."
No,
But that's a very
hockey thing, though.
That's a very popular thing to do with media. Is if I haven't seen you here a lot, and it's a pretty easy thing to do when you're in the conference finals, because more and more media show up at each round.
Yeah, Rick used to do this a little bit. Like if you remember, he would do it to what's Sunglasses guy's name?
Sunglasses guy
from ESPN.
Yeah.
Matt Mosley.
Matt Mosley.
Matt Mosley.
Yeah, Matt Mosley would show up at like 2 or 3 Mavericks games a year, and Rick would just shit on him. And
and when I used to
be and the other thing too is like we know for a fact the Stars are not real thrilled with the fact that DMN doesn't have a beat reporter.
Right. When I used to do the Stars postgame show, I kind of remember thinking that as well. Like I was pissed if my regular seat was taken because now it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting up there in the press box. That's the seat I sit in all year. And now
I would even think that about like with the Mavericks
eating your ice cream.
When the Lakers or the Heat would come in.
Yeah.
And it's like all of a sudden.
And now I
have no seat.
Like I'll show up when the getting's good.
Just play this.
But whatever.
In sports.
Someone has to be the guy that just shows up once a year.
Am I unmuted?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this. Well, it's just not playing, folks. Why can't you guys hear me? I'm on Audio Box Go.
In the Dropbox? I can play it.
Pete, as much as you're praising the Oilers, did you not think it was kind of a lifeless second period for your team after falling behind and just kind of putting no pressure on them at all?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's always things you can do better. I'm not, you can sit here and question our character if you want. You haven't been around all year. I haven't seen you here all year. So, yeah, well, you are. That's what you're doing. So, I'm not going to do it. You go ahead and write whatever the fuck you want.
Third row on the right, Eric.
I thought it was interesting, too, that Tim followed with, I will. Okay. Like, I don't know who you think you're talking
Tim Collishaw has been around. He is not one to be intimidated by anyone.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a very harsh question, but that's just Tim. He's doing that to everybody.
The only pushback I would provide for Tim's question is just sometimes I get annoyed with that, like, it's very BBC style, like, leading question. Like, think of the way that you say that, like, here, I'll back it up.
How did you tell your parents that you're gay?
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you still beat your wife type thing,
Yeah.
Center right.
Pete, as much as you're praising the Oilers, did you not think it was kind of a lifeless second period for your team?
Like right there, I mean, it's a great question for drumming up interest.
Well, to tell you the truth, though, I mean, some coaches like that stuff.
Because they can
some
motivate
coaches
the
want to motivate. Well, some coaches like it for the reason that Pete DeBoer used it, which was I'm going to side with my guys and not question their character, even though it wasn't a question of their character. It might have been a question of effort.
Yeah.
Or if they seemed lifeless. But some coaches like that because it does. I remember talking to was it Ken Hitchcock, or
about
maybe
like in different cities.
Yeah, just like the whole thing of. The reason he was such an asshole is because the media was not. Like if you played in Montreal
or Boston or Philly or something.
The media does that for you.
Yeah.
The media can say your players aren't giving effort. This was a game they could have won, but they, and then the coach can go, "Hey, don't ever question my team," and now it's us against the media type thing. But Dallas is, usually kind of rah-rah type media, and they're not asking these questions. They're not, asking the questions in the scrum in the locker room. They're not holding them accountable so that the coach has to hold them more accountable. At least that was his explanation for why I'm an a-hole.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. But then, yeah, after last night, I don't know how many times you guys have watched that McDavid play, but it's freaking black magic.
He's very good.
It's like
it doesn't make any
having
sense.
a Luka.
Pretty much, yeah.
Exactly.
Where you just watch the clip over and over, and you're like, I'm not really sure how this happened. And Dallas doesn't have one of those, and they didn't get like elite 2 years ago playoff otter. So it sucks. I think it would have been like something we would have all remembered for the rest of our lives if they could have both made it to the finals in the same year.
Would have been cool.
I mean, even this far, you're going to remember it because you've never.
Yeah, but I'm also not going to pay attention now to the NHL finals, Stanley Cup final at all.
No.
Like, I honestly kind of
Especially
forgot who was playing in the East until
I
this
did too.
morning.
I
was
saw
like,
like
oh,
a
they closed
highlight
it
of
out.
it, and I was
Yeah.
like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah. Is Van Beesbrook still there?
Plus the chance at the three-peat, the Dallas three-peat.
Oh, man.
Ranger Stars, Mavs. That'll never happen, right?
Of course not. I mean, the chances of 2 is.
Boston got pretty close a couple times.
Boston with 3?
I feel like there were years where the Patriots won and the Red Sox and the Bruins were both like very close. But all I'm thinking about is that shitty kid who went to 20 parades in the first
Yeah. I wonder what the record is. It would have to be you're only using 3 teams, so you can't use New York and add 2 teams together.
Right.
But you could use New York and just have their best team that year. What in a calendar year, what's the best overall record? And now, the Rangers had a regular season record that wasn't that great.
Right. Yeah.
But you got to add those wins in the playoffs then.
Yeah. If you remember, I did this.
Or maybe even weight the playoffs heavier.
Which I did not do.
Give 2 wins for every win or something, yeah.
But still, I mean, even the Cowboys.
But I mean, every
games.
city.
Yeah.
You did this for
Dallas.
the city of
Yeah,
Dallas.
it was
Certainly,
number
this
1.
is the best.
Yeah.
Dallas has ever had.
Yeah.
Or 4 sports. 3 sports. 4 sports.
I think I did all 4.
I mean 4.
Well, I don't think the Cowboys were contributing too much to that overall score.
Well, no,
Or
they
just
are.
the playoffs. They
Their
won
regular
last
season
Yeah.
was outstanding this year. That's the thing.
They've won the 3rd most games over the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So you combine that with a World Series title, a finals appearance, and a semifinal. It's got to be up there.
And then, of course,
the Wings.
And of course, the Wings. That's right.
I was like, are we talking about the Red Wings for some reason?
He's got the hat on.
Check the hat.
That's how Mayor Eric Johnson got the Dallas Wings to Dallas. So for what, 7 years, or how long has he been mayor? He's been talking about bringing a sports team to Dallas, and he finally did it. He got the Wings to move
from
Arlington.
Texas Hall to Arlington. Yeah.
Don't we have a women's soccer team now too? Isn't that a new thing?
We do.
How do you know that?
Because Eric Johnson
that's right. Yeah. From I Love Sports. That's right.
Had a press conference where he was telling us all about
That's right.
the women's soccer team. In fact, I have that whole thing cut up.
Are you were you at least vaguely aware of all the WNBA controversy over the weekend?
Dude, I love it.
I don't know. There's controversy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're trying to turn the WNBA into like a cultural race war.
So someone named Chennedy Carter gave her what, a hip check or just what would you call it?
That's I would say a hip check, a very aggressive one, after like running up behind her and yelling, "You bitch."
It was after her team, and who knows? No one really knows what team Kennedy Carter
When
plays.
they wound the clip back a little bit further, she was barking at her a little bit, etc.
But they had scored.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Clark is waiting for the inbound pass, and this girl runs up and just smashes her to the ground.
Yeah, I mean it's a form tackle almost.
Chicago Fire?
I was about to say, what was the head coach name there?
Because this sounds like a so-and-so coach team.
Mm-hmm.
It's the team that Angel Reese is on.
I did know that, but I forgot the name of the coach. already.
Because Angel Reese was fined for not doing the post-game interview.
And they have a history, if you remember, yeah.
That's the only reason I really know who Angel Reese is. Well, no, I guess she was a pretty good player on the LSU national championship team, right?
Yeah.
But
got crossways with.
But also like
not gonna happen, buddy.
Part of the that video is Angel Reese really fist pumping and going nuts on the bench after her friend Chennedy Carter knocked down Caitlin Clark.
Teresa Witherspoon, by the way.
Of course.
Jake lost that about
By
1 minute when he was.
By the time we got
after he was
home
done.
from Tyler.
Jake had memorized every WNBA head coach, but
It ain't gonna work, buddy.
clearly,
There you go.
clearly does not have that now. Yeah, Chennedy Carter, and now like the internet is kind of after Chennedy Carter. That I'm just reading some of the bad stuff. She got cut by Atlanta after threatening to beat up her own teammates.
Okay.
The Sparks picked her up and waived her midseason for poor conduct.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now she's beating Caitlin Clark's ass. And said, I guess she also said on social media, like, what has she ever done? She doesn't do anything but shoot threes. And probably elevate everyone's salary. In the
get you
WNBA.
on a charter.
Get you charter flights.
Yeah.
We're doing arenas now.
That was
Yeah, we're doing arenas.
That was a popular rebuttal to that video. Was I guess you can fly commercial from now on.
Yeah, all our dads used to be in attendance. Now we got 19,000 people showing up to games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's part of the league getting bigger, right? This is going to happen.
What? Oh, like actual things happening?
Yeah.
People talk about?
Yeah. There's going to be news story like this sort of stuff probably happened somewhat before, but everyone's like, who cares?
Yeah, who? Somebody knocked who down?
Yeah, but now that the sport is getting bigger, people are paying attention. I saw a clip the other day of a guy who he fades based on cycles.
What does that mean?
I don't know either.
Well, sometimes.
How
does he know?
The Cycle Sisters. Okay.
How does he know?
Well, because they get listed on the injury report with soreness, and then they don't play or illness. And he's like, and you can keep track of it.
I've had conflicting
over the
reports
course
on that over the
of
years.
A full season
as to whether does that actually occur.
But it's not even. We do have a female here if she wanted to weigh in, although it feels reductive.
It's real.
You say it's real, huh?
Women say it's real.
That women
scientists, quote unquote, men say it's not. It's not real. But that's not even what I'm talking about.
Are
She
you
may be
kidding
right.
me?
I'm not even saying like a sync up. I'm saying like that this guy was saying that I can actually tell just based on like a couple years of injury reports when this player is going to underperform. And then he like fades her prop bets.
Totals.
That's awesome.
Heavy duty research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, big.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So to speak. Yeah. Yeah.
All the Japanese pitchers follow this guy.
You got to give them big credit, right? That's a Haralabob move.
Yeah.
Did you see also? I'm kind of going all over the place, but I'm scrolling through, looking at my Caitlin Clark getting knocked down pictures. Jose Canseco tweeted out.
I did not see this. No.
He has an annual tweet every June 1st, and he did it.
Pride related?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Love this bit.
Happy Pride Month to Alex Rodriguez.
Okay.
Got him.
Got
him. I was booked to do a Pride show Saturday, and I thought the booker was like, because it was someone I hadn't talked to in a long time, and we kind of, not a falling out, but like we just quit being in touch. And she emailed me and was like, hey, I got a show for you on June 1st. You're the perfect fit. I'll send you the details later. Are you available? And I was like, yeah, I'm available. And then like 2 days before the show, it's at the Rose Room at S4, like a big drag club stage. And it's just like advertised as the Pride show. And I was like, is she talking shit a little bit? Like, hey, I got the perfect. You're perfect. You're our guy.
They're gonna love your mustache.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
real.
And it was 3 straight guys that got booked on it. And we were like, are we gonna get yelled at online for this? And
No,
we did.
you're an ally.
But it was fine. Yeah, we're allies.
So does the fire department work around like, hey, I need to, I'm doing a show next weekend at Hyenas, so.
So it's a great schedule to do comedy, which I think I'm the only one to my knowledge. But you get like the 2 days off. You can usually sync it up. And then we have like accrued AI time, and you can kind of dip out for a couple hours if you need to go do something. And
What's AI mean?
I don't know. Attendance incentive. You don't call in sick. They give you hours, and you can take them in like 4-hour increments.
Oh, okay.
So you can just fuck off for a few hours and
go to hyenas.
Go to hyenas.
Do
come
your
back.
bit.
Yeah.
Come back. Save some babies.
Yep.
And all that kind of stuff.
What's
Were
the
you
grossest thing you've ever seen?
Oh, grossest thing. We were talking about this on the way here. Man, there's so many like shit calls. I think it's like poop and vomit are the grossest. Because you see a lot of gore. Like I've seen a fella get hit by a train, FedEx car. The train always wins. It's, just it's like Mike Tyson in the 90s. Just don't even get in the ring with it. But like the gore is kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of dark to say, but like you become meat very quickly when it's like real fucked up. But like having someone just like covered in shit, you're just like, God. Like we had this one call.
Does that happen before you die? Do you actually empty?
It happens sometimes. It's a real coin toss.
Oh, okay.
So we had this call.
So if you wear clean underwear, your mom used to say, right? Or that's a cliche. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It was at a Kroger in the employee bathroom in the back.
Oh.
A homeless fella had gone back there, and they call us to come pick him up. And it was like out of a movie, almost the timing. Like me and my ambulance partner opened the swinging door, and he's a fella in a wheelchair, but he's out of the wheelchair. He has like nubs below his knees, and he's laying on his back with his nubs kicking. And as we open the door, he just begins shitting everywhere. And he's like trying to scratch himself, and he's like hands are covered in shit, and he's got shit everywhere. And I remember we just let the door close and just kind of look at each other, just like
this is the toughest day I've ever had.
You're just like, well, let's take this fella to the hospital, I guess. So that was pretty gross.
Yeah, no,
Man.
I can't imagine one worse.
That was
than...
the worst question that's ever been asked here.
Saw a dog eat
just
a guy
because it led
one
to
time.
that. What's that?
Saw a dog eat a guy one time.
Eat a guy?
Yeah. Welfare check on an old guy. The neighbors called, hadn't heard from him in a long time. Waited about 6 weeks to call.
At that point, like, just let it go.
Yeah, he's not on a fucking ski trip. Go ahead and call day 2. You know, do that for everybody.
I hear cats are the worst. I hear the cats will eat you. They'll eat you quick.
Let me finish this dog story, and I got one for you, sir.
Please, I can't wait.
Thank you for teeing this. We talked about this beforehand. He's teeing this up for me.
Tell me about the cats.
Yeah. But so we find this guy, and he's been dead for that entire time. And but then his dog started eating him, which dogs will wait until they're starving. But then it was so long that the dog also died.
Oh.
And we just walk in, and we're like, God, you're like walking into a fucking Rob Zombie movie. You're just like, what is going on? We're like, okay. And then the cat thing, one of my buddies works for DAS, Dallas Animal Services.
I thought you were about to say the cat was eating the dog and the human.
It's a human centipede.
Yeah. I thought that's where it was headed. I was like, dang.
Well, I guess I'm gonna call in sick for the rest of the shift now.
Go ahead. Sorry.
See you guys next week. But this guy had hung himself, and he left a suicide note, and in it was my bitch of an ex-wife. As I don't care about, I don't want to live anymore. I just don't want my ex-wife to get my cats. And so he hung himself, but the cats could reach like his shins, and they found him like a couple days later, not a long time. And the cats, anything they could reach, so it was like from his knees down was just bones. Jesus. And then he was just fully a body. And then he won though, because when animals eat people, the city puts them down.
So she's not getting cats.
Nobody's getting those cats anymore. So.
The city puts them down.
I was about to say, that one lady cut the
Anna
head
Kay.
off? Yeah.
Why is that?
Come on, dude.
What do you mean? It's not the
They've got
cat's
the
fault
taste.
that it ate.
Yeah,
but
the taste
being a
of
cat.
human.
I kind of agree with him slightly. It's not like, oh, they got a taste for flesh like they're zombies or something.
It's just being an animal.
It's a hungry cat. It's going to do hungry cat stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. Once it's like consumed a human, don't you feel like
you can't trust
just
it
to be safe?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Did my cat bite you at all this weekend?
No. Your cat's great. Yeah, Jake, that was not really good planning on your part, but I just happened to text you, I think, Saturday morning. And you're like, oh, hey, while you're texting me,
I was going to hit you up anyways. We just...
oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, would you go let my dog out? Because Jake lives now less than a mile away from me. In fact,
we just didn't want to have to get up and leave.
I drove without my seatbelt just to see how many times will the chime go off, and it went off 5 times as I was pulling.
That's not a long drive.
As I was pulling into his driveway, yeah. Every 20 seconds or so, the chime will go.
Real bad boy of podcasting.
Hey, man, that's stressful. That's some stress.
All right, so Jimmy, I saw your one bit, which I bet a lot of people have seen, the would you rather hypothetical. I wanted you to give that to Jake.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
do you agree this is a good hypothetical? Or
I enjoy them.
Yeah.
I enjoy them. I'll do both. Okay, you get 2. The first one would be: would you rather do the first 90% of a blowjob or the last 10%?
Would you rather do? Because I thought about this for a long time, like way too long.
Why?
Because you have to do it to get out of this situation.
You're going to die if you don't.
No.
You're going to die, and your family's going to die.
Yep.
And first,
And
they're
your
gonna,
cats.
They're going to slit all their throats in front of you, and then they're going to let you die after you watch your cat eat your family.
And then you got to suck his dick anyway.
First 90% or the final 10%.
So one thing you guys should know about me is, and this is like super, super disgusting, but I gag when I brush my teeth.
Oh.
Like
Can you ask follow-up questions?
My wife has to leave the bathroom when I brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Because I get in there.
Practice?
I have a bad gag thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I might die if I chose first 90.
And you've been known to eat just about anything.
Yeah.
I gotta go last 10.
I saw you
Yeah.
once. You
No,
drank
yeah.
a friend's wife's breast milk in front of me.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wait, what else did he eat? He ate someone's. Was it a booger?
Yeah.
Why am I'm whispering booger? This guy's
yeah.
screaming out cum, but I'm like, wow, booger.
I think I ate Norm's booger.
You remember?
For sure. Yeah, it was something like that.
He definitely drank Norm's backwash one time.
Something at the compound dropped on the floor, and Jake picked up and ate it.
I think it might have been your booger. Wasn't it like a piece of rice that was in your
Oh,
booger
a piece of rice was in my nose, yeah.
Yeah, you snorted it out. with your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so last 10%? Okay.
I think it's got to be.
Yeah. A man that'll finish a job.
Yeah.
Then I think
God bless.
Then I think
Call me
we'd work-
Eckersley here.
I think we'd work well together then.
Yeah.
Because I think I'll take the first leg.
There we go.
Okay. Well, teamwork.
Next
Makes
remote.
the dream work. Next remote.
It's gonna be a little wild.
It's 9 times as long, though.
And the worst part is like
It's not an easy answer.
the worst part about this
90%.
is like Dan was talking to me about this actually before the show, and he was like,
Yeah, like-
"I'm gonna make this take forever."
That's what the
I was
90%
like, why?
implies. You believe that you will be good at it.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like this.
What was the
90,
second?
90
Right,
seconds
because I
tops.
can get that going in 90 seconds,
Yeah.
then he's just got 10. But yes, if I go 90
Savor
minutes.
If it's an hour and a half debacle.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay, yeah, that was fun.
I
Here's
guess
the
you
next
just
one.
wouldn't know,
Okay.
though.
I would
Yeah.
know. I mean,
You don't know what's the 90%.
Yeah, and you don't know
you know.
until you try.
You know.
Right. So this, are both your parents alive?
Yes.
Okay. It's related slightly. So would you you have to have sex with your mom, or your dad has sex with you?
Jesus, dude, is this what you do?
These are just would you rathers, you know? Or just asking questions,
Just
getting
having
answers, investigating.
Do you want to weigh in on this one also?
You don't want Chappie to get a divorce.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
it'd be tough for Dan because he'd be getting gangbanged by 3 different dads.
Yeah, I got 3
That's
dads.
his 3 dads.
But if you take option 2, then you're out of the equation, kind of. I mean, it hurts and you don't like it and everything, but
no,
you're not delivering anything. Whereas the other way, you kind of have to be.
Yeah, you're giving it to your mom.
Yeah, like that feels like
Jesus.
That. So it's certainly the lesser of 2 evils.
It feels
it's not like you're saying,
uh,
I hope that my dad does
an
it
act
to me."
of omission versus commission type thing, right?
And that's the only reason I think you would choose 2. And the reason would you even be able to do one?
The logic's adding up.
What if, hear me out.
Okay.
Dan sucks my dad off 90%.
And then he just does the last 10% at you.
Yeah.
Both would you rathers are done.
Yeah, now we've satisfied this entire deal. My family's still alive.
Let's just put a little
Dan and I are
on
both
that.
equally ashamed. Dad's happy.
We finally got Dad's happy.
Yeah.
Finally got the perfect answer.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right.
The Dumb Zone.
Internet exists. There's like infinite access to porn. It's crazy. Like there's no more like finding a Playboy in a creek. Like that doesn't exist. It's just double penetration. 12 years old. You shouldn't be seeing that. That's crazy, you know? But I think I found a solution. Oh god. And it's before every porn video. You click play and a little 60-second timer starts. And just SAT question pops up on screen. I think that's a fantastic fix, all right? We'd fix our school system in a week. You'd have little kids running downstairs just like, Dad, what year was the Constitution signed? I need to know right now. Man, little Timmy's always up there studying. What a good kid. You can do like genre-specific ones, you know? Like if the kid Googles BBC, it's a civil rights question. You know, you're learning while you're masturbating. It's a good thing. If he looks up anime, it's just a number to a therapist. That's all it is.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone. You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Give me one of these.
The Dumb Zone.
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 What'd you say? This is the dirtiest show we've ever done?
It's trending that direction. Yeah.
I know. I thought, well, we're going to have Jimmy firefighter, one of our American heroes.
Got the 9/11
9/11
right there.
Yeah. We celebrate 9/11 around here. I mean,
celebrate,
honor.
Well, we never forget it.
Never forget.
We enjoy the fact that there's a 9/11 memorial, like in a strip mall near where Jake lives.
You can see actually the photo up there next to Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Tex-Mex restaurant called Mesa.
Okay, yeah, they got one out front.
In Grapevine, yeah.
God bless them.
Yeah.
There you go.
And apparently it's because there's an airport nearby.
Yeah, don't
Really?
you think it's just weird that
That's it.
Grapevine has a
Just
9/11 memorial?
All airports just have one now.
And if you can see next to Mesa right there, you see an available commercial real estate.
Where I feel our studio should relocate.
Yeah, if we ever move.
Wouldn't that be great?
Gotta move all this stuff though.
Are you not going to play the no puppet thing?
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
I
He's
forgot. I
asking
wouldn't have
for it
done
now.
it. Now, yeah. Now it's like, hey.
I got to give the people what they want.
You forgot me, dude. There should be a little more me on the show. Mavs, before we get to just all the other stuff?
Mavs indeed. I did want to just play the one Luka video that surfaced over the weekend.
Dude, I watched a 15-minute video. Just came up, you know, the algorithm or whatever.
Sure.
And my wife was sitting there too, and she's like, I have chills. Because it was this video on, I got to send it to you guys.
Sure,
it was about.
Get on the lawnmower.
Yeah. She loves the riding lawnmower, Jimmy. No, it was like just the history of Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And they were showing him as like a 12-year-old dominating 16-year-olds.
I told you.
And then they were showing him as a 16-year-old dominating 20-year-old. And like it was incredible. And it just the rise and who he was. And I mean how young he looked even when he started with the Mavs.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe I kind of think of him as one of the young guys in the NBA still.
Yeah.
But he looks I don't know. It's an incredible story.
It definitely is. And somebody sent us the article that Mina Kimes wrote when he was still in Europe this weekend and was like, hey, have you ever read this? I'm like, dude, I've read this like 10 times.
Okay, I marked it. I didn't read it yet.
Well, it basically was like the first time that I ever had heard about him. I think Damaris had told me his name, but I didn't know much about him. But it was very clear, like when you read that, like he's not Dirk. You know what I mean? Like he's driving like a $400,000 car around Madrid when he's like 17.
So was he making money then?
Yeah.
Okay, so they pay their players at that age? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're not making NBA money.
Yeah.
But they're making money.
Money to drive a awesome car.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's not, like, Dirk didn't know he was a top 10 NBA player of all time.
No.
He thought if I could
He wanted to go home.
If I could make the league somehow.
Yeah. Like, there was a time where Dirk wanted to go home in the first year.
Yeah.
And had to be convinced by both Big and Little Whistle that you can do this. And dude, he was getting booed off the floor. I remember whenever I was a kid, like my dad and my dad's friends hated Dirk and Steve Nash.
Soft Euros, white.
Soft white foreigners, even Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like there's no way. It's never going to work. Luka's never had that problem. You know, he's been the best player at every level he's ever been at within a year, 2 years, maybe. So, yeah, I just thought this was funny. Somebody put this together from Game 5. If you want to play it, Video Man. He's dancing on Rudy. Yelling, you can't do nothing. Here's the court link pass to Lively where Lively got attacked. Luka yelling, come on, man. What the fuck was that, man? What the fuck are you doing, man? Shut the fuck up, pussy. McDaniels has no chance to paint there.
Snoop Dogg.
Shot of Snoop. Yeah. He just doesn't stop. Like, so clearly somebody on the baseline was like, you're crying the whole game.
Yeah. I think they were given the
cry face.
The cry,
And
fist,
then he just
fist into your eyes.
hits the and one, and he's like, who's crying now, MFer?
Have you seen the Anthony Edwards one?
The Anthony Edwards one made me like Anthony Edwards even more.
He hates Karl Anthony Towns.
Anthony Edwards does?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they were in the press conference together, just having all this fun.
Maybe Cat's cool off the court, but yeah, he's a bitch.
Ant's yelling at him like, run back, over and over.
Oh, wow.
He's like, just pass me the ball. And then, like, the next clip, he's like, you need to start running back.
Wow.
And there's one shot, Cat, I think, shot a corner three, and before it even missed, Anthony Edwards just slumps.
Yeah. Ant's an alpha. Cat is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty good.
His time will come.
I mean, he's pretty good now, but
yeah,
he's not Jordan quite yet.
No, and what's
I think
weird
we got
about
to
it
Jordan.
is, like, Luka's never really had a series like that. Like, even from the first time they were ever in the playoffs, there's never been a series where Luka was just like, yeah, what if I just came out and had like 18-5 for a 3-game stretch?
No, his bad games are,
triple doubles.
Luka was bad. He scored 28,
29
10,
and 15.
and 9, and,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, but that's not a Luka. I mean, Luka would tell you it was a bad game, which is
He's on a different level.
Yeah. And didn't we talk about this last week? Just a guy that seems so different on the court and off.
Yeah. Like, it was the
Like
night that he
LeBron
was-
seems like the same guy.
Yes. It was the night that he was yelling at Gobert.
Kobe's kind of the same guy.
Yes. I think Luka is embarrassed about what a psychopath he becomes.
Yeah.
And I don't think he likes being asked about it.
He's sheepish off the court.
Yeah.
And then he gets on there and he's effing Jordan.
Kyrie's kind of the same on, like, the other side of things, where he just generally seems like a pretty chill guy, like in postgame and on the floor.
Yeah,
you know?
he's never screaming at refs.
Not too much.
That's why if he's even questioning a call, I kind of
Probably a bad call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this real quick.
Oh yeah, wait a minute, Uncle Hotmail.
Viewer mail. I already showed you some things that people have sent to our house, my house, which is now my home away from home, but it's my actual home. And got a couple birthdays. We start with, hey, Dan, Ron Eberly here. Ron was a guy who would co-host with my buddy Rick in Ohio, that podcast, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
And then Rick died.
R.I.P. Moment of silence for Rick.
Way to bring that up, Blake.
Well,
Woo!
Anyway, his birthday, it's his Jerry Shirk birthday. He was a Cleveland Brown.
Okay.
He said, it's the 3rd anniversary of my 69th birthday.
Nice.
Let's see. He says, a suggestion.
Oh, good.
Please stop ending shows with silence after adios, mofos. You have a wealth of listener-produced gems, a la Mom, I Want to Vape, and blah, blah, blah. So...
Really?
I thought we always play that stuff.
Yeah, I did too. I'll check.
What a mystery.
Do you always... You're the one who...
I'm pretty sure I put a song at the end.
Of every show?
Yeah.
All right, well, Ron...
Rachel's saying we do.
Ron is saying that you don't necessarily do that. And then he's upset that he can't determine his subscriber day and number, and he wants to know, and he sent us his email. Will you take care of that for him?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Anything else Ron needs taken care of?
Yeah, I got a tip for Ron. Why don't you buy a coffin?
Oh, no.
If you can't figure this shit out on your own,
well,
take a hike.
I like the fact... I want to end with Blake being really upset because he says, P.S. more Blake. He wants more of you.
All right, Ron, hit me up. I'll help you out.
Well played, Ron.
Yeah.
Uncle Hotmail, my Maxie Kleber birthday was Sunday. My wife informed me yesterday she's taking our kids to her mom's beach house for 4 days during the NBA Finals with the kids' friends, so there's no room for me in the car.
Ooh.
I almost cried.
I might cry for you.
My leaders are Jake, Copernicus's AIDS. What is that?
Kim Spin, you got anything?
I feel like Copernicus existed quite a bit before HIV, so I don't recall.
It's always got to be a first.
7-digit lawyer bills, Blake's 6-digit salary, and the 3 digits that old girl was getting on Jake's lake house picnic table. From day one, subby 36, James Stathopoulos.
Just to be clear, I actually never saw any digital manipulation in that particular scene. It was this part.
Is there any way to catch up Jimmy like in a 30-second story on that or no?
I can
Lake
try.
House, 3 fingers and a lady?
Yeah, so my wife and I several years ago bought a house in Granbury, a real dump, and remodeled it.
Okay.
And we Airbnb it. And one time, we're like on a canal. So the backyard is almost like the front yard. The backyard is like where everybody spends their time. There's a other house on the other side of the canal, several of them. And a lady called me, a lady in her 70s, one Sunday, and was like, I need to talk to you about something I saw at your house last night from across the canal.
Okay.
And I was like, oh,
Speaking of
that's
canals.
horrible. She's like, are you out here right now? I'm like, no, we're renting, which is a little bit touchy anyways with the HOA.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, in not so many words. She was like, there were 2 women. One of them was performing oral sex on the other one from behind, and there was a man masturbating next to them.
Guffaw.
I know. And I for whatever reason, I didn't believe it.
Was she an older lady?
The lady who called me was a grandmother, 70s.
Man. Can you imagine that grandpa just in the other room with a telescope? Like, shut the fuck up, Meredith.
So I don't know, initially was so taken aback, I didn't really believe it. We called the tenants, and it was a lady who had rented the house for her and her parents friends.
Hell yeah.
So it was her mom and her mom's friend and her mom's boyfriend.
God. That would really change family vacay.
Yeah.
So many things are happening out there.
So I called this lady, and I'm like, listen, this is super uncomfortable, but this is what I'm hearing. And they say that they're going to call the HOA. And she's like, that absolutely did not happen. We all went to bed around 10 o'clock. And so I called the lady back and told her what she said. And then the lady said, why don't you look at your text messages? And she sent me a photo. Multiple.
Hell yeah.
So then I had to send this tenant a photo. And I was
of
like,
her mom eating some puss.
I don't know which side of it she was on. I don't know which side of it she was on, to be honest, but she was involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my God. I'm so sorry. And she's like, we're leaving now. I'm like, I think that's probably
We're running away from this.
probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
That's a
took off.
wild one.
Yeah.
They pay for the whole trip?
They
leave
did.
early?
They had 2 more nights left.
Yeah, God bless.
Yeah. And they left.
You
Anyways,
could probably
yeah.
get something on eBay for that picnic table.
Probably so, yeah.
Tarp down?
Yeah.
Dear Comedy Führer, it is my Jose Canseco birthday.
Hey, twice in one show.
The Vinny Testaverde song is my leader, No Puppet, from Jared Flush. Tio Correo Caliente.
Yep.
It is day 2, number 1063's Ryan Zembauer's Neil Heaton birthday.
Add anything to the repertoire?
His leaders are Jake's Javier Shakespearean monologue, That Bitch from the Slovenian Event Center, and TC's recent auction win. Blake didn't seem too impressed with the hard-earned cash I sent last week for my brother's birthday shout-out, so I doubled it this time.
Oh, wow.
What did he send?
You're welcome.
I think $3.
Yeah, $1 for each of us.
That's from Jason
That is 100% increase.
McShowski. My name is Troy, day 5, DF. It is my wife Lindsay's Dirk birthday. Let's see. She says she likes the pod more than the radio. She says more news.
Like twice a day?
I don't know.
I mean,
she's not directing that at me.
Yeah.
You're the news guy.
I do news when you throw it to news.
Hey, Hotmail Dan, it's my husband Philip's Gaylord Perry birthday today.
This is just getting too far.
Well, it used to be that you'd guess what that number was, and you don't even care anymore.
Well, I don't remember Gaylord Perry's number, no.
His leaders are Jake's Kempspins and Blake playing video games and ignoring his child, from Haley Markham. And I have one email that has nothing to do with birthdays. It is a guy, we were talking about the Kempspin Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Jake has the ability to, if someone has had a brush with the law or just something nefarious in their background.
Like if you have a scandals and controversy tab on your Wikipedia, which I assume one day you will.
One can only hope.
I'll remember it.
Jake just knows it off the top of his head.
Yeah. I'm up to almost 500 now.
So you want to put that
scandals and
picture up? Or do you want me to? I actually can. You go ahead and do it, Video Man, if you got it.
Definitely belongs on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that's Craig Sager. So tell everybody, what's Craig Sager's Kempspin?
Well, so Craig Sager got, I believe, a particularly aggressive form of cancer. And that's not the Kempspin.
I was about to make fun of his jacket. I'm glad I didn't.
Well, no, you can.
Okay.
Wait a second. His son actually underwent a bone marrow transplant, which is apparently like extremely painful. It's way more than just like giving blood. And his son did that to keep him alive for a little bit, at the same time that his son and I believe his daughter were cut out of his will so that he could leave everything to the Chicago Bulls dancer that he married after divorcing their mother. But he had funny jackets. So everyone's like, what a cool guy. But he's a stone cold prick and a bad person.
And that's what a Kempspin is.
And that's how you make Mount Rushmore.
Can I have my computer for a second, Video Man? Because I did want to show this to Blake. This, of course, is...
oh, no. I think I saw it.
What do we have here? This is
Extreme dodgeball.
This is Dude Perfect.
They got
being
into
part of
Fortnite?
Like they're in the game.
Look, you're not shooting bullets at people, you're shooting soccer balls. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to play this.
Oh, look at this part where they're shooting the word of God at each other to spread.
Look, you can play as Tyler and Tony.
Are they super religious?
Yes.
There you go, Dude Perfect.
Welcome to Extreme Dodgeball.
Isn't that awesome?
God. Yes.
Look at him.
Dude, Tyler is in Fortnite. Aren't you fired up about that?
No.
God, I hope my son doesn't get into it.
He will.
Why do you hate Dude Perfect, man? Okay, so my daughters got to review some music. But before we do that, we did just want to tell you that, especially with this weather out there, Jake, really can make the roads rough for you. Lots of car accidents.
Yes.
And what would you do if you got in a car accident?
I would call the Frankels, Frankel and Frankel, at 214 or 817-333-3333. And I would actually say that if you're anywhere near Dan's vehicle on the road, have this number saved.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous because you'll be fine if you're near me because I'll just go past you and you will not have any problems. It's the guy that will frustrate you that's going very, very, very slow in that far left lane.
I do go very slow. I don't do it in the left lane, so
See?
that shot doesn't even land.
But if I pass you, if Blake passes you, everything's going to be fine because if everybody drove like us,
you wouldn't need the Frankel.
There would be no traffic at all.
Yeah,
everything would be fine.
But everyone doesn't.
Unfortunately, yes, there are Jakes that will just drive in the far left lane or do all kinds of weird stuff. And then they'll be in the far left lane and then realize real late, oh my gosh, this is my exit. And then they'll try to get across and then you get in an accident. What do you need to know? When you get in that, we don't want you to get in an accident.
No.
Like the Frankels don't even want you to get in an accident. But if you do,
call them.
You should call them.
Free.
For real? You know what I know?
Absolutely free.
You'll talk to a partner. Like you're not going to just talk to a secretary or whatever. You will talk to one of the partners. Maybe Mark. Maybe Scott. Those are the Frankels. Or Gene Burkett.
Great dude.
Who we have had lunch with. We've broken bread.
Great shoes.
With Gene Burkett. I didn't notice his shoes. What was he wearing?
J's.
What does that mean? I'm not a shoe guy.
Jordans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We can just go J's?
Yeah, that's common.
I think that's the room is nodding.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Jay's was above board.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought Jay-Z had some shoes or something.
No.
Okay.
Anyways.
So Gene Burkett.
Yeah, 817
Where's
214
Jordan?
all threes.
And they'll help you out of your car accident. And did you know I-30 and I-35, two of the most dangerous highways in America.
I believe it.
And we have them right here. All right.
Hey.
How about that? Dallas.
Pretty sure our firefighters here are
Yeah.
aware of this.
Frankel and Frankel, not like those Adler dirt bags.
All right. I don't know if we can do that or not.
Unless they've been a sponsor at some point in time in the past.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. All I know is Frankel and Frankel.
They're the only lawyers I've ever heard of, actually.
Yep.
That's right. That's who I stare at.
Good work.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, fellas.
So, yeah, call Frankel and Frankel, like if you get in an accident. Or I
suppose you could just call and
if you just want to ask
Mavs.
what kind of shoes he has.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there you go. That's enough of that. Now we will move on to our next guest, who has been sitting in with Jimmy, and he is Grady Spencer.
Meet Grady.
Hey, fellas. It's an honor. Thank y'all for letting me chill here.
So what we have had over the very, very organically is we will have people sit in and watch the show for $690. This all happened because once we first started this venture, we started charging $690 per month, and we still charge that. The very low price of $690 per month for 2 paid episodes a week. You're going to get 8 to 10 episodes of a podcast for only $690, which is it's kind of like stealing a podcast. Really.
It really is. Yeah, I mean, a bargain at 200 times the price.
So one of our listeners named Sean, remember him?
Yeah.
S-E-A-N. He actually sent me a check for $690 because he just wanted to support the cause. We're fighting the man. We're doing our own thing.
We got
he wants
Jimmy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He wants to help us out. So I sent him back a thank you note and my phone number and said, hey, appreciate that. He lives in my hometown. So I said, if you ever need anything, give me a call. Well, he texted and said, hey, I'd like to sit in on the show. So we had him on. We just talked about the fact that, hey, out of nowhere, you just sent me a $690 check. That was really cool. I wonder if somebody else wanted to send us $690. They could sit where you're sitting right now, Scene. And lo and behold, lots of people have done that. So that become an organic thing where people will just pay us to just sit in and watch the show, and they're supporting the cause and everything like that. So everything's great. Well, Grady also wants to support the cause and sent an email in April, which said, big fan, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, how would you not be a big fan?
I'll pull out the DF number right now.
He said, you have your number, you know exactly when you subscribe?
You read, I'll look it up. I have a screenshot.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a fellow small business owner, because that's what we are, I've been brainstorming on ways to promote my band's new single that we're releasing next week. Facebook ads, influencer campaigns, all gross and lame. Then it hit me. Why not pop off on a sit-in and see the Dumb Zone? And what he basically wants to do here is y'all to mention and plug my band's song. He said it would take roughly 230,000 downloads to offset the 690, but maybe it'd be worth it.
The business model seems broken.
True, it is. I mean, the whole music world is broken, but yes.
So, actually, what's interesting here is that I think I remember this as he wanted us to just play his song. But he's saying we could have just mentioned it and just plugged it.
Probably should have just done that.
I should have just done that. We wouldn't have had to go through all this
You
stuff.
went through a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Because all the time, all the many emails, I think we emailed back and forth like 20 times with this guy. So I ended up calling you.
Yeah.
And said, that's just not what we do. We're not going to listen to it. We'll just sit and listen to your song. And
Right.
I was kind of thinking, like, what if we hate it?
Sure. and it might as well have happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you just said. Was that a sentence?
I don't know.
Okay.
Might as well
it might as
have
well
happened.
It might as well have happened. Yeah. I don't know. That was a weird sentence. Apologies.
All right. So I called you and you're familiar with my daughters?
Yes. Yeah.
My daughters are both college age now. They're like 20 and 18. But they're really sweet individually. But when they get together, they just have this superpower, and they will just hammer anything that they see. They just love to watch Love Island together and just rip they were watching Alien this last weekend and just ripping the movie. They're just whatever they do.
They're terrifying.
I said, how about if you just review? Would you let my daughters review your song?
Yeah.
And because we want that 690.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then Grady, for some reason, said yes. And so you heard a little of the conversation that I had with my daughters the other day. But yeah, we got together this weekend as they were both in town.
Yeah.
And we listened to your song.
Why would anyone subject themselves to this?
I don't know.
It's just such a bad idea.
Well, I think it's like, I mean, like I said in the email, like as a small business owner, you're always trying to promote yourself. Like, this is something that I'm a fan of already. So yeah, why not get a little run through the mud?
Like, Jimmy's a professional comedian. I promise you, they don't think you're funny.
Who?
You.
No, my daughters probably wouldn't.
Oh yeah. Oh,
no. You don't want it.
Yeah.
You don't want it.
I do want to say that the guy that emailed y'all on behalf of me, Cole Vitolo, sitting right here, is a big fan of you guys and is a big fan of this young man right here.
Oh, wow.
And was actually super excited when we were walking in the door together. He was like, is that Grady Spencer?
That's what I said, too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it is, like, I don't think this is going to break my career, but it might. This could be the end. But, it's already, I might have already peaked anyway, so.
Do you have a small clip of them roasting Jake or me and Jake just to set the scene for Jimmy?
That would have been cool to ask me to cue that up ahead of time.
Just asking now on the fly. And if not, we don't have to.
Yep.
No, I don't really. I mean, I have the rejoin that I would sometimes play.
Okay.
We could do that.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Or,
that
guess
is
what?
stupid,
I
but,
actually
like,
don't know what's worse, the hang zone or the dumb zone. What's worse?
Would be in order.
What's worse, Eden?
Like, you stole the name from something else.
The hang zone.
Already a horrible name.
Yeah, but the hang zone.
Already a terrible name, so I don't really know.
That's not your thing. That's like naming your show
you
The
stole that.
Simpsons and
Yeah,
then calling it The Samsons. Like,
it is.
It's not really giving creativity.
Giving.
Yeah, I think I see what's going on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You just
What's more terrifying is I have a 10-year-old daughter, and she's already kind of starting to veer into this lane, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
I've already lost.
Yeah.
Years ago.
There's no winning.
Okay, so I sat him down this weekend. We put headphones on, and we listened to your song.
Yeah.
And so I laid out to them the exact same thing I just laid out to you, the whole history of the 690 thing, how this came about, and why they are sitting up here.
They're pretty fired up to hear that whole backstory.
Well, there was a lot of back and forth, and I cut that out here.
Real quick, one of them actually is she plays music, right? She's a music in band or something, or
one of them was in the marching band.
Yeah, okay.
In Clemson, but the other one's very artistic.
I'm sure she's gonna really pull out music theory and really.
Maybe,
really
I don't
unpack
know.
it.
She's
Yeah.
not going to be nice to you, Grady.
I know. Dang, dude. I'm like trying to get brownie points. Dang.
You never know.
That's true. You never know.
Good idea.
See.
All right, just if you want to pause it, tell me
No, I'm
pause
good. Yeah.
or whatever. Just
I'm here for the ride.
Anybody that wants to stop the audio, will stop the audio. Okay.
Yeah.
The name of the group is Grady, Spencer, and the Work.
Stop it.
Dude, my chest is hurting.
We're 5 seconds in, guys.
That wasn't even a word. That was
was
just
a meeting.
air leaving a human body. Oh, man, dude.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if I'm ready. Yeah, I
It's
think
your
I'm
last,
going to leave.
last chance to back out.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
The name of the group is Grady, Spencer, and the Work.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm good. Thank you, though.
Wow. I feel like
Why
I've
is
really been
everything
taken
throwing back to
there.
1950s with the da-da and the da-da? Do you know what I mean?
And the Work. I mean, that
Like,
is.
good luck.
I would not.
No, this
if
definitely
I
is like one of
saw
them
that there
garage
was-
bands, though. Like, they're
no,
not
if
gonna,
I
like,
saw
actually make
that
it.
name on Spotify, I would not listen. Like 100%, I'm
Oh,
not listening.
Definitely not.
Like it sounds old. Like they've already
Yeah.
aged themselves. They've already blocked out
So
an
they're a
entire
cover
demographic.
band. They're a cover band, is what you're saying.
Well, I believe they play original stuff, and he said he had an original
Thank you, Dan.
song.
What's
he wanted to.
the what's the genre?
How old is he?
Well,
70 or what?
Let's just listen. You tell me what the genre is, okay? You ready? You ready?
I'm going to need this audio for after, by the way. Yeah.
Let's
70
just
or what?
let's just listen, and you tell me what the genre is, okay? You ready?
K-pop.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You could tell me to pause it or whatever, whenever you want.
Stop.
They learned that one from
you
Mike
can tell me to
Reiner.
pause it or whenever you want.
Out.
Stop. Okay.
Peak.
All right, this is the start.
My baby got a new dress on. If I hope she's gonna hear this song. 'Cause she's so crazy. I've been busy. It's been crazy. Downright wrong. Oh, my baby got a new dress on. A little bit and a little while. Couple songs in a couple days.
Not laughing now, are you?
Yeah.
Let's say.
Like when everyone's quiet at dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no.
Couple more and 100
This guy started doing a touchdown dance a little early. I believe.
Pause. They gotta pick if they're country or not.
Dang, she's so right. She is right there.
Pause. They gotta pick if they're country or
Yeah.
not.
I was gonna say
She's right.
Make a choice.
Pick a genre.
Make a choice.
Yeah.
I literally don't
Because
get
at
it
first
at all.
I was like, okay, it's like a little weird indie, the Honeycombs type beat.
yeah,
but,
funky.
But then he starts putting on the accent. Is he just from Texas or is he trying to do something there?
Probably from,
I-
like,
it was
Arkansas,
giving
so he doesn't
nothing.
really know.
But also I was trying to stay silent because I was like, I'm going to give him his money's worth. Let me reimburse him. You know? I'm
Jeez.
going to do the work that I was paid for, which is nothing. I'm getting $0 from this. We're still poor, even with your $6.90.
So am I.
You know I'm gonna find that way. Oh, my baby got a new dress on.
You know what it's called?
My baby got a new dress on.
Parentheses.
This is one of those.
My baby got a new
dress on. This is one of those songs that is like so uber specific. Like all those country songs that are like they're called like drinking on a boat, and all the lyrics are I drove to the lot, I went
I like
to
how
the dock,
there's no
I got
verse
on the boat, I
or
drank some
chorus.
beer. That's what it sounds like.
Wait, the breakdown?
Here we are. There we go.
It's called New Dress.
Yeah,
Shocker.
baby got a new dress on. Yeah, wow.
What's the album called?
I went to the store and bought her a dress, and then
Or
she
is this
put
a
it on,
single?
and she got a new dress.
What's the album?
I don't know anything about the album. All I know about this is
Album. You think there's
you
an
guys
album
didn't
coming
even
out?
properly promote this right. Dang. No album name? You could have sent that along, couldn't you?
Just a single.
I feel like I've heard the chorus 7 times so far.
No, yeah, because it's one of those songs that starts out with the chorus and then it has like the 2-second verse.
I haven't even heard the verse.
It works for Pink Panthers. It doesn't work for this. You know? If you want to like mid-max how good your song is going to be, really optimize it.
Max.
Then you have to make sure that the good parts are actually good. Which I fear we forgot.
Wait, I wish.
So mean.
I like this guitar.
Hey, okay.
Yeah. Tell my buddy.
I hate the my baby new in the background.
It's so just run through.
I stepped away from the mic for a moment.
Is there like
the
background
talking in a
vocals
bar.
or like what is going on?
Talking
Is
in a
that really what that is?
That's what it's meant to emulate.
That is horrend.
I hate
Ooh, horrend.
It's gotta be a
Horrend.
specific type of song. No more.
I thought you said you were just gonna play us a snippet. You've been here for like 7 minutes.
No, he said snippet, but he lied.
Nope. Yep. Nope.
I mean, it really, as my mother would say, it's a bit of a dirge. It kind of just drones on,
It
doesn't
does
it?
give "Take Me to Church."
I mean, I've really gotten the main point of the song, though. I mean, they wanted to convey that his baby has a new dress on.
Right, so he bought his little baby, which is a little creepy, a new dress. Don't know what that means. So he has money.
It
So,
does
yeah,
make
maybe just
sense
send
that
it
these
a-
are the guys who are listening to Dad.
Yeah.
How did we catch it straight here?
It does
yeah,
make
maybe just
sense
send
that these
it-
are the guys who are listening to Dad.
Yeah, Hundo.
I mean, they kind of take one thing and they
and
just
Hundo.
ram it into the ground until it dies. No,
No,
puppet?
not even until it dies.
No
It's
puppet?
dead, and they're literally smearing
The
the
dumb
remains all in
zone?
the gravel.
The dumb zone's dead. The hang zone's dead.
The Hang Zone was never alive. I hated that.
All right.
And they just can't let that go, so I mean, I understand.
Did you use the term horrend?
It slipped out.
Perhaps I may have.
It happens. It happens.
I may have. Well, that's a nice one in the vocab. It's been there for a minute, and it's not leaving. What are you writing?
So you're not.
Horrend in quotes.
So you're not into. You don't need to look at my notes. We're not here to
writing
evaluate my
stuff
notes.
down. What are you writing down?
Hey, you wanted us to be mean.
I did
Don't-
not
don't-
want you to be
hey,
mean.
Don't give
I just
us.
want you to be you.
Just
and I
don't
didn't
give
know.
us ammo then.
So we're mean.
Be better. Do
No,
better.
literally.
All right, one final thing because I didn't even know you knew about. So no puppet. You're familiar with that?
I slipped up. I know the lore.
What did you say?
The
What did you
lore.
slip up with? I hate.
I know his company name. No puppet.
I hate that. I don't know that lore.
What do you mean? What are you asking me?
Because
What
it's
does that
called,
even
It's
mean?
called No Puppet Productions, our new company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NPP. What does that stand for? No PP?
Yeah, it's
really
not
get it.
It's like NPR.
I'm just looking for some like
but for
stupid
babies.
innuendo that I would have heard about in
babies.
3rd grade.
NPR,
So I'm trying to take myself back. Take
NPR,
myself
but
back.
for girls. NPP.
NPP. For the less fortunate.
So, Ava, is this song going on your playlist or what? Or what?
Or what?
Yeah,
Sorry, I had a little tickle.
It won't be going on mine, and I don't think that I'll be checking out.
The work.
You remember?
That's all I remember.
I guess it's stuck. It didn't stick for me. I won't be checking them out. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be no for me, boss. Sorry about that.
Well, there you go. Grady,
God.
Spencer, and the work. All right. Thanks.
It's so good. Golly.
That's, of course, where they, when I signed off, they were...
I should off for the crowd.
That's what I'm saying. It's on it.
I love the Reddit. Be in the Reddit. I want to be mentioned on the Reddit. I want people to tell me to kill myself on the Reddit.
I don't even.
Well, there you go, guys. That's the
Roast Twins.
My daughter's evaluating your album.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I like
Thank
the
you.
song as well.
Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. I mean, that's probably why I'm not more far along in my career, because people are always like, are you country? Are you a hipster or what? But I mean, I grew up kind of where Danny Bayless grew up. Like, I think we were in the same district playing football. So, like, it's just how I talk. So, not that they would care, but that's just how I talk. So.
Yeah, you can't them with
explain yourself to them. I don't think
there's
that's
no logic.
I'd like to go point by point with their criticism.
Yeah,
for sure.
Take that down.
Yeah,
honestly,
there's no winning a debate with
no.
but
that, like I said before we rolled, like, I kind of figured they weren't gonna like it, but
it's a catchy song.
I feel like there were times where they almost allowed themselves
Yeah.
to say that they did like it, but then they realized, like, oh, that's lame of me.
Yeah,
they don't like something.
Well, I'm chuggy. I don't know if that word is even still popular, but like
that's Haren.
It's Haren.
It's Haren.
It's giving Haren, and I'm just happy that that they took time out of their day to do that.
Yeah, do you feel like this is?
They were
kind of what
bitching about not getting paid. Also,
I know.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, and they were like, "Oh, he's so rich." I'm definitely not. So that's very small.
Well, they think
business.
we're unemployed.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no, I mean that's
We're giving poverty.
Hey, if anybody else wants whatever they love reviewed,
Yeah.
like
Maybe the next
Your
single,
passion?
or when I
Anybody
actually
feel-
have a full album, maybe we'll do this again.
evaluate
see.
the looks of your potential fiance or something like that. I'm sure they'll just just let them review. They could review your business.
If anybody feels like feeling bad for a spell,
Yeah.
come on down.
Yeah, dude, that's right. Yeah, I think it's hilarious that.
Oh, what do you put out fires?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I bet they wouldn't just go out on their own.
Okay, you got me. Long enough timeline, they all go out.
Yeah.
That's true. That's fantastic, man. Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Because we play frat parties sometimes and things like that, and I'm looking around, I'm like, this is not hitting. Like, I wish it would hit, but the money pays, so I'm like, well, we'll just keep doing it. So
we know a little something about that.
Yeah, y'all know what's up. Yeah.
Doing stuff and it not hitting.
That's right.
That's why you got to build an ecosystem. Just where people like you.
That's it, dude. Well, yeah, you mentioned something the other day. I think it might have been a jab at Patreon. About 80% of questions about that later on, about small business stuff. But I think you said it off kind of under your breath. Mad with like Patreon?
Yeah, what
fees,
Patreon they take.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories. I don't have a Patreon, but
what is it? 80. We get 82%.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
of your.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty.
So
y'all are doing numbers like y'all. That's
so they take 18%.
Substantial.
That's it seems like they take a lot, but I mean, what are we going to do?
That's true.
Start our own Patreon?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
We tried to start our own radio station, and look where we ended up.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty legit. I mean, this building, I've been in this building once before. I was like, well, these guys are doing it. So, this is awesome. This is really cool.
Hey, thanks, man.
The backdrop is well ironed, well
Yeah,
steamed.
Looks great.
Steamed it out. Yeah.
Sup, Rob?
Yep.
Looks
Yep.
great.
Yeah, no, we don't. It's good to have girls like that, I think, though. They keep you
humble.
Yeah. Like we should bring them. I hear you got. Oh, this is a great studio. I'll bring them in, and we'll.
Yeah,
we'll
for sure.
evaluate.
You really want to know.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's like the main reason you have a wife, right? Is just to shit talk you.
Yeah, keep you straight.
Yeah, and be like, you're nothing. You're a loser. I could do better than you.
Right.
I mean, that's just me.
Some of those felt specific.
Yeah.
Theoretically. Yeah.
You have a tiny. Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right, let's move on to this.
Here's Jake.
Because there was a request for more of this.
So one thing that we don't really think about with the big weather over the last week is how this affects the animal population. The All-American Dog Shelter in Denton County, this is in Pilot Point, had over 50 homeless dogs. Like, I guess they just get out.
Wait, they become homeless because of the weather?
Yeah. Like people, like the power goes out, or they
fences get blown down.
Fences get blown down is a big part of it. Tree falls on your house. My power went out yesterday. It was only for like 20 minutes, but I was not expecting that to happen a second time.
I heard a lot of people in Dallas went out again.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys?
Ours was out for 6 hours or something, kicked back on, but he lives down the street, and his was off for 4 or 5 days.
Damn.
Hey, isn't it true that you want to live near a fire station?
That's what I've always heard.
Because that grid, the power will never go out.
I've heard stuff like that, or like by a hospital, things like that. But we have all backup generators. So when our power kicks on, the generator kicks on, and it's like a big diesel thing in the back hidden somewhere.
Damn.
So I'm sure hospitals have similar setups, but
that's what the fire department has, backup generators. Yeah. Okay.
I feel like
That
that's
makes
definitely
sense.
true
That makes
because
sense.
when there's that really cool looking fire department by Yates, like the real modern one over by where we live.
Oh, the Grapevine.
It's a Grapevine one, yeah. When I drove by there the other day, every street light was out, everything was off, but they had lights.
Yeah, it might be the generator thing. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense more than like the whole grid.
Being connected to it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, why did I think that? I thought that.
I've heard that before.
I have heard that.
During the freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freeze.
Because I think people that live near the children's hospital, like that's important.
What a bold stance
You know?
you made.
Are you sure that why should the children's hospital get priority over our street?
Think they're better than us?
I pay more taxes than they do.
That's true.
Sick kids don't pay shit.
No.
No. Anyways, shout out to dogs.
Oh, yeah. Dogs.
Joey.
Dogs are homeless.
The news.
I was asking you guys about this morning. I was very confused by this story. But there was apparently like a glitch with the stock exchange today. Did you see this?
I saw that like 99% down on all these blue chip stocks.
Yeah, like Berkshire Hathaway's like grade A stock lost 99% of its value over a 15-minute span. Like it went from $600,000 to like $115, and a substantial number of people noticed this right away and made like a couple $100 million on like a $500 million or a $500 purchase like right away.
Really?
And then they delisted it. So it was just a glitch.
So where does that couple $100 million come from? Like where does it go? How do they get it?
What do you mean? The people that made the money?
It
sounds like
there's a glitch. They make $200 million. Where? Who? Where is it? How do we get it?
Well, we don't.
How did they get it?
You buy it at a certain price, and then whenever it skyrockets back up to its normal list
But I mean,
price,
if it really goes down, that's because people have sold it, and like there is actual
Or there's a problem.
exchange.
Yes.
But if this is a glitch, where does the $200 million come from? I bet the government just prints more. That's what put us in this problem in the first place. That's right. That's why I just save gold in my shelter, my storm shelter.
I just buy gold Trump coins.
Ooh.
From Fox News.
That's perfect.
I noticed there's a particular member of our gallery laughing pretty hard at the idea of somebody hawking Trump coins.
What do you mean?
Perhaps based on past.
Oh, okay.
Passing, but what do you got there, Chief?
I forgot. Grady brought us.
Yeah, I got merch for everybody.
Some
Not
merch.
everybody.
So I'm going to put on my Grady Spencer merch.
Thanks, man.
A woman in Arlington, if we go back to the weather, died while trimming branches over the weekend.
She died doing what she loved.
Cleaning up. 62-year-old woman was trimming a tree that had fallen on the roof when one of the limbs snapped.
Is that trim on trim crime?
Got her. I see where the daughters get it from. The guys walk around locked and loaded like that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's on his game today.
Yeah.
It's the hat.
That was actually the
But
second
he put the
person-
hat on and felt
it.
power.
Yeah.
It's actually the second person in Arlington who had died just that week. A guy died while trimming a tree in Arlington after he hit a power line. Let me tell you something. I'm calling help. It's just not even it's not even a question. I'm calling these guys.
Or I'm sending my wife out to do it.
You're like, oh, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, you know. Remember how great that just Saturday night was?
What if we just made that live?
Right. Yeah. All Saturday nights.
Right. And then next thing you know,
But that would ruin that Saturday night.
a cat's eating her shins.
You know, that'd be the problem.
Well,
just, can you imagine all the stuff you'd have to go through?
Yeah, call everybody, plan a funeral.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's a big
Cash out the life insurance.
I bet by a week in, you're like, this fucking rules.
I don't know.
And she would say the same thing about me too.
Oh, yeah.
If she was able to get rid of me without having to tell my kids that she divorced me, she would.
Yes, and cash in
Yeah.
with the life insurance.
Yeah, but who's going to change the input from the cable box to smart TV?
I'll tell you what.
That's funny because when I met my wife, she didn't know she had an HD television.
Oh, it was all blurry.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
Where did you get this?
And she's like, well, it's channel 8. And I'm like, go to 1008. You have an HD television.
And she's like, whoa.
But the frustrating part is they don't really notice.
I remember when HD was brand new, I thought it looked weird. You'd put football games on and be like,
it's a little too much.
See, this is, hey, I don't need to see every blade of grass.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you watch old highlights from 2009.
Yeah.
It's filmed on a fucking Game Boy. What's going on right now?
But I told you my wife's addicted to TV.
Yeah.
Riding the lawnmower and TV. And so since we're out internet this week, somehow she has figured out, it must be through the daughters, that she can hotspot the TV onto her phone. And she never can do anything technology-wise. But because TV was out of her life,
she'll figure it out.
She figured it out, yes.
By the way, I started Beef.
So good. The show?
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely very, very good, but
it's very tense.
As advertised, makes me extremely anxious, which is something I don't really need a ton of help with.
That's like that. What's the Adam Sandler gambling movie?
Uncut Gems.
You can't watch that, right?
I did, but I don't
time.
want to see it again.
It's very tense.
Yeah.
My dad was bad with technology, and I remember when they got Netflix at their house, and he just thought it was a magic thing that had all the movies.
He's like, what?
He'd call me and be like, hey, I want to turn Netflix on. And I'd have to walk him through the steps to get to it. And then he was like, all right, now play The Godfather. And I was like, they don't have Godfather on Netflix. And he's like, what's this bullshit then? Is that just infinite movies for you? And he's like, all right, turn it off. So
that's what it felt like at first when Netflix first came out, because it was Blockbuster, right?
Yeah. I still have a DVD of It's All Gone Pete Tong.
I don't know what that is.
Is that because you ordered the Netflix
I ordered
through
one
the
and
mail?
they shut it down, and they're just like, y'all can just keep those DVDs you have, I guess.
Blockbuster?
No, Netflix.
Or the
Well, they were
Netflix
sending
mail
DVDs
service.
out, yeah.
Okay.
Blockbuster did it for a minute. They tried to copy the model. They might have done it first. I don't recall.
The mail bit?
Yeah.
Is it true that Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix?
Of course.
I believe so.
Okay.
Big focus of my thesis.
Oh.
Was this at school, or are you just doing a little manifesto action?
Yeah, no, I moved to the woods for a summer.
I dug a hole
It was
to
just
live in. And
Blockbuster missed an opportunity. Are you guys into watching like these Cybertruck fail videos on Twitter?
Oh yeah.
The world's largest Cybertruck meetup.
Why?
Will be occurring. Let me pause this video, which is very annoying.
Plenty of headspace.
Gatesville, Texas. Which
Where?
is like in central Texas. Gatesville. It's not too far away from Austin. But like, just imagine the dork factor. Like I saw one of them get stuck in a river over the weekend. Like imagine having a car that everybody just wants to shit on the second something goes wrong with it.
But a lot of people are getting them though, huh?
I don't like the idea of a car meetup for new cars.
Right, like it should be like old muscle cars and stuff.
We have a family friend that fixes up old Studebakers.
That's cool.
And it's specific. It's a weird community. You got to like kind of hustle to find stuff that's original. It's neat. Not just like, hey, we have 150 grand laying around.
Yeah.
You guys too? Sweet.
I thought there was a recall on those. Did they not have to send them all back? Cybertrucks.
I know some of them definitely had like some electrical problems, but I'm not aware of like a full recall.
It was like a piece that slid over the gas pedal, and it was like they lubed it up with like cooking grease or something, like something crazy, and it was like a mass recall.
Damn. You guys ever like act quickly on the recall? You get that letter from
Like, do I actually act quickly? No, I get the letter.
I'm pretty sure I'm like 18 months in on one right now where they're like, you need to get this fixed. I'm like, well, I mean, I haven't noticed it being a problem.
Yeah, and then you bring it in and they're like, oh yeah, hey, while you're here, actually this is wrong too. And
yeah, and you know what happened? I called and they were like, it'll take 3 days. And I said,
I guess I'll just never do that.
So will you be providing me a rental? Like it's your screw up.
Yeah.
And they're like, absolutely not. I'm like, okay, so I need to pay a few $100s for a rental car while you fix like this drive shaft that you screwed up at the factory.
That you said is the problem, yeah.
Now, this has gone very poorly for me one time because I got one about my seat warmers.
Ooh.
It was a Volkswagen Passat? Is that what that car was called? Passat, yeah. And the seat warmer literally burned through my pants.
Oh my gosh.
Got to pay extra for that normally.
I know, right? Yeah. Like it burned through the seat. And I'm like, what's going on down here? And I look down there and there's just like my pants are like smoldering. That one I should have gotten fixed.
Did it, like, could you turn off the seat warmer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I was already burned.
Yeah, okay. We should do a class action suit.
You don't even know what that means. All right.
My pants are hot and I have mesothelioma.
Right.
Join forces.
There's your news.
Yeah.
The Dumb Zone News. Like and subscribe. The Dumb Zone presents Today in History.
I should have bought some of this stock.
I know, Blake, why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know about it.
You told me about Doge.
Yeah, we did okay on Doge.
I feel like I missed Doge, Bitcoin, like GameStop.
GameStop had a big morning as well. I believe somebody sold like their shares for like $115 million.
God damn it.
You ever meet anybody who's really into that?
Yeah.
Like my brother, speaking of manifestos.
Yeah.
Like, we'll talk to you for 2 hours about GameStop. And like, he's convinced that it's like essentially going to be like the new currency. I'm not even kidding. He owns a lot of it.
Yeah. He believes in it. I like
so
that.
if it's not a new currency, he's in trouble.
I think it's trending that direction. Yes.
I'm curious. There was like an open mic comedian. I forget his name, but like hadn't quite established himself yet. I don't think he was working much, but he was super into the GameStop thing, and he would show people the account, and he made like $6 million.
Damn.
And then he held on, lost.
He hodled.
He hodled, lost all of it. I don't know if he just kept holding, and now he's up again. Maybe follow up with the guy. This might have a good ending.
We don't know anything about money.
Nope. So today is Monday, June 3rd. Happy Pride Month, guys.
Thanks, man.
Let's see. On this day in 1895, Roger Connor hit a home run to become the all-time leader. All-time leader in home runs in 1895 had?
7.
Like for his career?
Yeah.
I'll go 25.
122.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
He would retire with 138, and Babe Ruth passed him in 1921. And then, everybody else passed him too.
Yeah.
On this day in 1962, Air France Flight 007 crashed while attempting to take off from Orly Airport near Paris. 134 people on board.
Mm-hmm.
132 were killed. I was trying to decide this morning, would I want to be one of those 2 people? Because it's one of my dreams to be the sole survivor of a plane crash.
There we go. My wife's uncle has survived 7. He was a big He was a big game hunting guide in Alaska. He's an old man now, and cleans carpets and doesn't do this anymore. But he was like a big game hunting guide in Alaska. So they're in those little bush planes and the ones that land on water, and he just crashed a lot of them. One time he landed on Kodiak.
Was he flying it?
Yeah, he crashed on Kodiak Island and couldn't get rescued for like 3 days. So he just had to stay in the little thing with bears crunching around and.
Jesus.
So.
7.
Tom, look him up. He's not on the socials.
Yeah, so I think the question is, would you rather be one of 2? I mean, I know one of 1 is your.
Or would I just rather be one of the dead people?
Or would you rather be one of 10?
More people to eat?
Well, I think the issue is that if it's one of 2, you're going to have to do all of your stuff with that person.
Yeah, but one of 10, you're probably going to get together every year or have some kind of you will have a bond with those 10 people somehow, right?
That'd be fun.
I don't know. I feel like if it's one of 2, you're going to definitely be, connected at the hip. And what if they suck,
Yeah. What if it's a lady, though? What if it's your soulmate?
Yeah, what if she's hot?
And then she's like...
Yeah, I don't know.
But she's thinking...
What if she's not hot, and this is how you learn to quit judging a book by its cover and you fall in love? Violent Shallow Hal.
But if she is hot, she's thinking what you just thought. Oh, they suck.
Yeah.
You're thinking, this is great.
Yeah.
She's all hot. Yeah, want to do stuff? I mean, we both survived that crash, and she's like, no, no. This is her hypothetical thing on having one of us.
Yeah.
And on this day in 2006, the Dallas Mavericks advanced to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history.
Everything went very well after that?
In the long run, whatever occurred then got us Luka.
Okay,
Right?
that's an interesting butterfly effect that I suppose we could wind all the way back to Christ times.
Yeah.
But yes.
Today's birthdays.
Don't you feel like 6.5 is too much, by the way?
What's 6.5? The spread?
Yeah.
For game 1?
Yeah.
From what I understand, the Celtics are heavy favorites in the series.
They are.
So,
but still,
home game.
It seems like 6.5 is a crazy number.
Why don't you smash that? You certainly already have. Didn't you bet on them to win the finals a while back?
I did.
What'd you get? I'm on that too.
It was in
but it was
March.
Later.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it was they were 9th or 10th. It was not high.
Yeah, you probably did way better than me. But you probably put less money on it too.
Throw a hundo down.
I went a hundo.
I nibble.
Okay.
What'd you do? 20?
Yeah. They make
What's that
fun
going
of
to
me.
do for you?
Yeah, that's pretty gay.
Chick will he'll put 100 cents on a game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we put $2 down just to have some fun.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
Me and the boys
I think
giggle
I've
about
actually
this
said
later.
that exact same thing.
Honey, I won $8.50 today.
Wow.
Hey, I like it.
I like it.
I have Luka plus 610 to win Finals MVP, and the Mavs just plus 500.
I also lost a lot of money on the Stars, though. So
really,
that was like $25.
Oh, okay, a lot for you.
Yeah,
you don't bet on hockey, kids. Hockey's hard to pick. You just never know. Anyway, today's birthdays include Fogel's alter ego in Superbad. If you look at the McLovin license, 6381. Yeah, McLovin is 43 today. Former Ranger Carl Everett is 53.
Dinosaurs?
He did not... Wait.
I could be confusing him with another.
No. I think he didn't believe dinosaurs existed.
Correct.
And I think believed that God put the fossils there to throw us off. Because that's what God will do.
Not like an entirely uncommon belief, by the way.
But I think he's the first one I ever heard spout that.
I heard it in church.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I believe Gabe Kapler went and did some interviews with him for us. Just Gabe and Carl Everett. I'd like to find those. Travis Hafner is 47. Former
What
Ranger.
happened to him?
He went to Cleveland.
That's a guy you might have forgot about right there.
He mashed.
He did. Roids? Probably, right?
Probably a good chance. It was in that era.
Yeah.
Rafael Nadal is 38. Oh, Al Horford, 38.
Ageless.
What's he gonna? What problems will Al Horford present for the Mavericks?
He's a good player. I mean, he's still pretty effective. They probably bring KP off the bench. That's how good he is.
Oh, really? Well, KP hasn't played in like over a month.
I know, but you would think that Kristaps Porzingis could.
I'm looking forward to seeing him.
It's going to be weird. The Kyrie thing is going to be insane. Like, just all the
because he's hated
videos
there.
over the weekend were wild.
He's hated there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they yell the N-word at him? But that's Boston.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what you do to black players in Boston.
Boys will be boys.
Anderson Cooper is 57.
Vanderbilt.
Silver Fox.
Some say gay.
It's between him and God.
Why were you looking at Blake like that? For a really long time.
Did you know that he's a Vanderbilt?
I don't even know what that means. No.
Like one of the legacy families of America.
Cornelius Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
That's his lineage.
Railroad fella.
Railroad, yeah. It was just one of those things where I remember whenever I realized probably sometime in college, like every single famous person you see in media, you never had a chance. Like they either grew up in Manhattan, you know, they're somehow a descendant of a Rockefeller or a Rothschild or a Vanderbilt.
The Monopoly Men families.
Exactly. And you're just like,
Monocles.
Look.
Are there any baby Corneliuses out there?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Because that was
I
my
think it made
dog's
a
name,
shift.
as you know.
I think it made a shift and they'd all be black guys now.
For real?
Yeah.
That's actually a good
I think
point.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor.
The more you know.
It has decreased a little bit, but.
Dr. Jill Biden is 73.
Quick. I'm having a heart attack. Call Jill Biden.
Raul Castro is 93.
Is he in charge now?
The brother of Fidel. I believe he's in charge of Cuba.
The good ones always go young.
And Jason Jones is 51. The former Daily, well, maybe current, but I haven't watched it since Jon Stewart left, Daily Show correspondent. He is married to Samantha Bee. Remember she had her, minute?
The Bee Report?
Yeah.
Oh, I know this guy.
Born on this day, now dead, Jefferson Davis.
Why don't you put your gun in that pile?
Giordano Ventura. Was he involved in a Coop fight? Coop Newberg fight?
I don't think so. We conflate three different
young
Latino pitchers, and I don't believe he's one of them. We say this every year, but he's not the subject of that argument.
Steve Dalkowski was the inspiration for Bull Durham. He's the player. He died from COVID. And Larry McMurtry, born on this day, now dead.
He said that extremely flippantly.
He wrote Lonesome Dove and stuff, The Last Picture Show. Died on this day, we have a bunch. We have Nicholas Appert, died on this day in 1841. He invented airtight food preservation.
All right.
Before that, you just left your sandwich lying there.
Wait. Like bags didn't exist?
Airtight.
Airtight?
Yeah, but I mean, isn't a bag airtight?
I guess you get like twist.
Not any bag. I mean, this bag isn't.
Like this bag right here. Would you call this airtight?
Yeah, that bag probably is.
Why invented that shit?
Why did you only eat half of your sandwich?
Because I ate half of it on the way here, and I'll eat half of it later. Why do you?
Yeah, why don't you just? And why didn't you throw it in the fridge?
And why did you go corner to corner?
Let's see that sandwich. Pull that sandwich out.
Let's see that sandwich.
Let's go. Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Oh, I thought you.
Whoa.
You do the diagonal eat.
So you start at the. I could see that. Yeah. What's wrong with that? You hold the little triangle there.
Well, if I'm gonna eat half, I just feel like I would just eat it.
Just like
It does look like an ape ate part of it. Like
Yeah, it's.
just like Mama.
I didn't know
you take tiny little bites. What is this?
I didn't know you eat like you open envelopes.
Yeah, you eat like you bet $1 on games.
Like I'm driving along. Like, how do you only have time to eat half a sandwich? It's a half-hour drive.
I had breakfast, and then I ate half the sandwich. I'll eat half of it on the way home.
And yeah, Ziploc bags were not invented in 1820 or whatever the hell. 1800, bro.
Okay, but
there was slavery.
Yeah, he's right.
Like in the slavery era, they don't have Ziplocs.
And they were there fanning off the sandwiches.
All right. I get
Yeah, that's how they preserved them back then. Finish your sandwich.
You guys all leave me alone.
Died on this day in 1989, the Ayatollah Khomeini.
Totally.
Yep.
Oh, totally.
This day in 2009, David Carradine died of accidental autoerotic asphyxiation.
You always use a spotter.
You got to.
Everyone knows that.
Yep.
Would you be my guy, like if we were on a road trip and you were in the next room over, if I just said, hey, bro.
Hey, I'm going to crack the
just
joining.
Come check on me
Yep.
At this time.
Without a doubt. Wouldn't even have to think about it.
It's great.
How much you mean to me.
To have a friend like that. Rue McClanahan died on this day in 2010.
What was her bit?
She was on Golden Girls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She was known as the whore.
Yeah. I remember that.
Blanche.
Jack Kevorkian died on this day.
That show got very popular with like when I was in college. All my friends who were female
I
binged
think
it.
I think generally like now, I think college age girls are familiar with that.
It's not a bad show, so whatever, but it was just weird.
Look how hot she is.
She was the whore?
Oh yeah. When you're 80, you're gonna be like, that's hot.
I don't know.
Well, the whole point is like you're just looking for somebody that will just do it all the time. And Betty White wouldn't do it.
No.
Betty White was
She was a
pure.
prude.
Yeah. Andrew Gold died on this day. He's sang Lonely Boy. You know, I hate the lyrics to that. Muhammad Ali and F. Lee Bailey.
Ooh. OJ.
He defended OJ. Good lawyer, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think there was a time when he was considered a good lawyer, but I'm also pretty sure he's been disbarred for like 2 decades now.
Did he do like the famous the Cleveland killer too? The
Ariel Castro?
No. Like back way before OJ, 20 years prior to that. I'm trying to remember. Some doctor. It became like a TV show. God damn it. It's time now for closing remarks. Huh? It became The Fugitive. Maybe.
I mean, this seems like a fact that...
All right, I'm going to look that up while you guys...
He was the guy that became the basis for Con Air.
Yes.
I believe that was it.
It was that. And Face Off.
I put those movies together in my head as well. Like that's a box set that...
Part of the Criterion collection, I believe.
Absolutely. So, let's let Jimmy, you want to promote any gigs? I see you're like...
Yeah, for sure.
You're busy every weekend, it seems, at least for the next 5 weekends.
Yeah, a few. Thursday, this is actually Thursday at Dallas Hyenas and June 22nd at Dallas Comedy Club. I'm doing shows with former Dumb Zone guest Lawrence Rosales.
Okay, great dude.
Yeah, funny guy, funny comedian. And then
loves heroin.
He is a big meth guy.
Yeah. Oh, meth. Was it meth?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to.
But then, June 6th, that's the first night of the playoffs, so we'll see what happens there. And then June 14th and 15th, I'll be featuring for Sarah Colonna at Hyenas in Dallas. And then June 27th and 29th.
What does I'll be featuring mean?
I do 25 minutes before the headliner. So there's a host, a feature, and then the headliner.
Okay.
The sandwich is delicious, by the way.
You glad you finished it?
I got like a third of it left. She's married to a punter.
The punter for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Who's that?
John Ryan?
Wait, who's this
I was telling you
comedian?
about this over the weekend.
Sarah Colonna.
She's been on. She was on our former radio station a couple times. Yeah.
She's very funny.
Okay.
You wouldn't like say if you thought she sucked before you go feature for her though. So
I think.
Yeah, we can't really trust what you're saying.
I think she is.
We'll
funny.
play some of her comedy.
Now
for my daughter.
there are subjective things of if it were my $50 I had to spend on a night out, who would I choose? But baseline, she is funny.
Okay.
And then June 27th, 29th, I'll be in Houston with Chris Porter. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
No, I was saying Houston people. You got Houston folks tuning in?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Houston Improv with Chris Porter.
What do you got?
Man,
So in 1954, Sam Shepard was found guilty in the murder of his wife Marilyn in a case that was one of the inspirations for the television series The Fugitive.
Sorry if you had something to
In the
promote.
mid-60s.
That's good. I was
Found this
curious.
note.
That's
in the 1960s. F. Lee Bailey was a resident of Rocky River, Ohio at the time. He was hired by Shepard's brother Stephen to help in Shepard's appeal.
Okay.
He successfully argued before the U.S. Supreme Court that Shepard had been denied due process, winning a retrial. A not guilty verdict followed. So that's how F. Lee Bailey got on the map.
He was the president, and they took over the plane?
Yes, that's how that happened. And then they swapped faces. Sorry, on to our next closing remarks.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you going to stick with the name?
Yeah, I think I have to because,
Don't listen to his daughters.
Yeah,
It's a fine name.
Yeah. We, DF Nation knows no boundaries. So at the end of August, September, we're going to be on tour. We're going to be hitting Atlanta, Charlotte, festival up in Rhode Island, and then 3 dates in Colorado. So it'll be Denver, Greeley, Colorado Springs. And if you have time and want to listen to the new song and you're not a 19 and 21-year-old female, I'd love for you to stream New Dress. It's streaming everywhere now. And, hope you enjoy it. And, yes, I'm not 70. I'm about to be 40, actually, but pretty close, I guess.
Man, did you guys see this Oilers fan's titties?
All right, thanks, guys.
Adios, mofo.